Well, good evening everybody. Welcome back to VP4TV. We're here today for the final of the VP4 2023 8-ball bar table world championship, and it's between Cobra from the UK, Albinario from Sweden, and it goes ahead at the top of the hour. And good afternoon to Chimpy. What I'm going to do is, hang on a minute, I'll just do the show banners. We will just bring up the bracket, and if we look at the bracket, we can see that Albinario is the one that has gone all the way through to the final, and in the process Albinario sent Cobra over to the one-loss side, and Albinario won against, in fact Bobby Barris didn't show up, I don't think, in that first round, and then Albi beat Tommy in a fairly close one, 11 racks to 9 in round 2, and then it was 11-6 to Albinario in round 3 against Larry, and same score for Albi against Cobra, and that sent Cobra over to the one-loss side. Cobra in the meantime had beaten Bedhead in a tight match in the first round, 11 racks to 9, and then LS3 11 racks to 8, and then Cobra fell over the line against Stubb, 11 racks to 10, and where did Cobra end up in the one-loss side? Oh, there we go. Hadn't scrolled over far enough. When Cobra ended over in the one-loss side, he then had to beat Semi-Pro 9 racks to 8. Final rack decider in that one. So Cobra's had some close run-ins, but again he survived. And then he beat Bedhead 9 racks to 7. And then he overcame Slim, which was a bit one-sided in the end, 9 racks to 3. So that's how Cobra survived. He battled his way through, and he's going to have a chance at vengeance against Albinario again. I had a message while I was away at my dinner, and Steve is back in the lobby. I don't know whether he's back at home or whether he's, shacked up in some motel halfway up a mountain somewhere with Wi-Fi. I don't know what the story is, but he sent a message while I was at dinner. He's going to join us, so I'll just tab out and have a quick look and see if he's there. Well, welcome back. The Wanderer has returned.
Thank you. Hang on just a sec. I'm grabbing coffee.
Right, okay. So Cobra's been in, since I got home from work, Cobra's been getting practice. Albinario is nowhere to be seen, and he's going to show up at the last couple of minutes, I dare say. He's certainly not in the chat at the moment. I don't see him.
Well, I got back just in time for this thing. I'm actually back 4 days early.
Oh, yeah, I thought that, because I said, I thought, somebody told me it was about the 25th you were coming back, so I didn't think you'd be here.
Yeah, I was coming out the 22nd, but what happened is a hurricane's about to hit California, and I didn't want to be up in the mountains.
That's right, it's heading up the Baja region.
Yeah, so I had rain for 7 days straight. I mean, it was already affecting me, but hurricane up there, it could be 70, 80 mile an hour winds and 5 or 6 inches of rain in a single day. So I said, I'm getting out of here.
Yeah, they're preparing for landslides and whatever. It'll be a tropical storm by then, but it'll still be a deluge of rain.
Yeah.
Well, the news, in case you don't know, Steve, is that the straight pool world championship is full, but it is absent of Swedish players. There is no Albinario to defend his title, and there is no Bedhead So it's opened up the field a little bit for other guys who might be in contention to have a go at winning this thing when it starts.
Well, that's interesting that Albin didn't get in.
Yeah, as I said, the sign-ups were down to about 3 to go about 4 or 5 days ago, and I thought maybe Albinario's hanging off thinking he's got plenty of time and he hasn't been paying any attention to how many people were in. But if he did, they left it too late and get caught out. And I haven't seen him since, so I don't know what his reasons are, unless he's not going to be around. He might be going away on vacation, as you guys say, and he might not be available to play, so that might be what affected him signing up. We don't know. But anyway, we've got a match on today, and this could run very close. Albinario's obviously one up on Cobra from the first match, but anything as usual can happen.
Well, I'll say this. If Albin plays the way he did last time he played Cobra, I think it's going to be hard for Cobra to win. Albin played a brilliant match, but it's a new day. And one thing about Cobra is he's very adaptable. I'm sure he probably learned something in that match. And, I'm expecting Cobra to play better than he did last time. And I'll be surprised if Albin can play at the standard that he did in that match, because, he made some mistakes, but not very many. So what is this? What is this race to? Yeah. So this should be nice. That's plenty of. Even if you get behind 3 or 4 games, you got plenty of time to catch up. So what happened in the other matches? Since I've been gone, like with Bedhead and Stubb, there was a bunch of matches played while I was away. Let's see. Bedhead played Bankster and drilled him. Semi-Pro lost 9-8 to Cobra.
Yeah, and that was the one. I made a video on it. Hang on a second. I'm gonna miss the room going up, but I'm going to tab out for a second because I want to go to YouTube and find this this video that I made. Let you see the shot.
Wow, I didn't see this either. Albin versus One Pocket Slim was 11-10. Wow.
Yeah, and Slim could do nothing about it. Slim actually could have won the match, but Albinario just hung in there and took it to the hill. And then, of course, Albinario, what does he do? He breaks and runs the final rack. So he does. Now I can't find this video. What the hell did I do with the video? I didn't make it that long ago. Hang on.
Then Slim got drilled by Cobra in the finals of the loser bracket.
Why can't I find this video?
Now, is this chat working? I'm not seeing any chat from anybody.
Because I don't think anybody's there yet. The only person who was there was Chimpy. I think it's dinner time over here, so people will be away getting fed.
Oh, I see what's going on. It's not showing up in the. It's not showing up in the chat on Kick. It's only showing up on screen.
Yeah, it's all the chat from all the channels will come in on my own monitor. So you'll see all the chat there.
But when you were on Twitch, it used to come in on the Twitch chat from everybody.
Yeah, and when I checked the analytics for last night's Friday Night 9-Ball, there is no viewer count comes through to restream from Kick. So I don't know how many viewers I had on Kick last night. It doesn't tell me, it just shows 0. And again, it's because that thing's in beta. I can't find that video I was going to show you.
Well, I'm on Kick now, and it's only showing 2 viewers on Kick.
See, I need to refresh that screen because I'm showing 0. Right, we're in the room. Cobra's in. The room is up. In fact, Albinario's in as well, and he's on the right-hand side. And we'll have the lag. I mean, people will drop in eventually. Now, Cobra left it a bit short. Albinario's won the lag. And it definitely is a race to 15. Cobra says this is getting boring now. I think he means boring that he's actually meeting up with Albinario again.
Yeah, I'm going to have a hard time putting a stream on my same screen. I'm on my laptop.
Well, what you'd be better doing is having a chat on your phone and having the stream on, obviously, the laptop, having the chat separately.
You mean put Kick on my phone? But I don't get all the chat.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Well, put the live stream on your phone as well.
If I go to Twitch, it won't be there either. Yeah, see, the only chat I saw was "You're welcome to the 8-ball bar table final." All the other stuff from like Chimpy was only on the screen. Interesting.
Right, it's been like that since day one. Right, Albinario has come up
the
dry.
problem is the chat's so small, it's hard for me to read it. Oh, what just happened? Did I lose you?
No, I'm here. I am here. I hope you can hear me.
Yeah, I can. Well, Cobra's trying to decide what he wants, and this is kind of tough. I think you almost have to take stripes there because of that 5-ball. That's going to be hard to get out of there, but this is not an easy table to start with.
That's a good point that Albinario's made there in the chat. Albinario says, I hope I jinx it by saying it, but you should win this because every time one of us has come from the loser bracket, he has won the final. And
well, I didn't realize that. That's interesting.
That is right, because I'm sure Cobra's done it before. Cobra gets sent to the one-loss final previously in another tournament not that long ago by Albinario, and then he came and won the final.
Well, Cobra just had a bad break by having that 11-ball go in the pocket. It would have been better if it hung up there. And that was a good shot. That was the right shot to play, and I think he's out. This shot's a little touchy, but the shot here is make the 12 ball.
Double kiss the 5.
Double kiss the 5s, then you can shoot the 10 and the 14 and the 9, and you're done. This is a little touchy, though, because you don't want to get on the wrong side of it. Yeah, that's good. He hit that a little too firm.
Just a wee bit heavy.
No, the problem there is if you hit a little easier, it increases the chance of getting on the wrong side of the 5 and having it kind of slide off. But it wouldn't have been the end of the world because still shot the 14, but it might have made the table more difficult. He's got to shoot the 10 here. And I think he wants to play position on the 14, just take the cut on the 14 and shoot the 9 in the same pocket as he makes the 14.
Right, Chimpy, if you're on Twitch and you're watching the chat on Twitch, the Twitch chat, I don't mean watching what's on my screen that you're seeing. If you're watching the Twitch chat, you can let me know if the chat is coming through to you from YouTube and anybody else that appears on Kick. Because I'm sure it will.
He's got to cut the 14 here. And the thing you got to be careful about is he's not going to hit it super hard. This ball could throw into the rail. This is a touchy little shot. This is a speed shot.
Oh, he's not there. He's not there. He's overcut it.
Yeah, and he was trying I'm sure he was thinking about the throw, and he ended up overcutting it, and that's brutal because he really should have been out there.
Well, I'd be potting the for it and getting over, and I don't know whether he should do it now, but I'd be desperate to get on that 5 ball in the rail. He's taking the 7, so he can still come back. He might even draw into the 14 and get rid of that 5, because that worries me, that 5 ball.
Yeah, well,
and the 14's a blocker for the 6 as well, of course.
He may go 7-6-5 here. Yeah, I think that's what he's going to do is 7-6-5.
Yeah, that'll work.
But, well, that's the simplest thing. He doesn't have to draw it. He just rolls forward. Alvin tends to play good patterns, which is why he's such a good straight pool player. I mean, he was the odds-on favorite to win the straight pool.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know whether it was maybe the chat signal's broken from Restream. Maybe that's the problem. See, I see everything on my screen. I'm fine. Whatever chat comes through, all comes through on my main screen.
Yeah, I've seen Chimpy and you on the Restream, and I've only seen you on Kick.
Well, what you're better doing is you obviously go to full screen on the live stream, and just watch what comes up on the screen, because then you're seeing all the chat. You're not looking at the chat on the individual channel, if you know what I mean. Because then you will miss the other
yeah, but the
chat
thing
comments.
the thing is that I only see Chimpy's chat.
Yeah, he's the only one that's there. There's nobody around.
Well, this says 5 viewers now on Kick, and then but I thought you had Twitch and Facebook stream going too.
Yeah, I've got Facebook. No, nobody was on Facebook last night. That's going to be very minimal, the amount that come on there. But then, of course, we've got back on Twitch and YouTube and Kick. I think Top Whack last night had 20 odd viewers when I counted up all the channels.
Yeah, well, I'm sure there's people on YouTube, and I'm not seeing their chat.
No, there's nothing come through from YouTube, but nobody's.
What's Chimpy? What are you on?
He's on Twitch.
Yeah.
Now, if there is anybody on, well, there's somebody on YouTube. Spud Boy's there, so it's working.
Okay. Oh yeah, I see it's got the little icon next to it.
Yeah, you'll get the green K when anybody comes in on Kick.
Well, he's got to take the solids here. I think he's going to play the combination. He's just trying to figure out how to run this table. The tricky thing about shooting this combo is that you got to get the 10 ball out of there. You cannot leave the 10 ball sitting in front of the pocket.
So still an open table. So he's going to play the solids. I thought for a second there he was going to take the solids.
Well, he has to take the solids because the 10 ball's dead. He has to take the solids.
No.
Maybe he's trying to get a better angle before he shoots that 1. He might be able to shoot that 1 without ever hitting the 10 ball.
Well, you've got to get close to that rail to be able to do that. That's the problem.
Even then, it's going to be tough not to hit the 10 ball. I think near impossible. Trying to back the ball out of there. I think you're going to hit the 10.
And he could end up marrying that 10 ball up with a 5 and kill that.
Yeah, well, he may try to play 5-10-1 combo. I mean, that's but the thing is you're going to have to hit it hard to get the 10 ball out of there. And the problem with that is you're not going to be quite sure where the 5 ball is going. So this is not a guaranteed out here.
Well, the 4 ball doesn't go.
Yeah, now he's got some real trouble. He's got only shot he's really got is a bank on the 2 ball right now.
Now that 5. The 5-10-1 is dead. There's not a problem with that. I mean, you don't need to worry about that.
I think what he's going to do is bank the 2 ball
No,
and bring the cue ball back along the rail and then shoot the 1. I think that's what he's probably going to do.
now,
Or
why is he not playing the billiard off the 5 onto the 10 and potting the 1 when he's on that shot right now?
It's very uncontrolled where the balls are going to go. That's a problem.
Well, the thing is, if he plays it dead weight, he's still going to be in the 5.
I don't think so. I think the 5's going to come out too far from the rail.
He only needs to tap the 10 and nudge the 1, and the 1 has to fall.
He might be able to do that. The thing is, if he hits it right, he'll have a cut angle back where he can run into the 4.
In fact, I'll tell you something else. He could do the same shot off the 4 ball and open up the 4 because the 4's not going anywhere there.
No, I like it off the 5. Hit it real easy, and if you can keep the 5 low enough, then you can cut it back. Yeah, he's going to play this. So the good thing about this, if he hits this right, he's going to get a shot on the 5 where he can break the 4 out. Oh, he hit it hard. Wow, he took a real chance. Whoa, look at the 8 ball.
Well,
now I'm surprised. I liked your play, Hugh, dead weight.
Yeah, he's in trouble now because he hasn't got a decent pot on here. I mean, that's a nasty cut he's got.
The cut's not bad. The cut's not hard to make. The problem's controlling the cue ball. It's very close to hitting the 9. A matter of fact, I think it will hit the 9. This is we're getting a stub territory here because he's gonna, this is not the kind of shot you want because it's hard to control.
That's a good shot.
He was able to play that.
That was tight. That.
I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure he could play that. That was a fine shot there.
Now, if he's got the right angle, just come straight back onto that 5, and everything's good.
Well, this is a pretty spectacular out. I mean, he needs this against Alvin. But yeah, I kind of expected this. I expected Cobra to come out and play better than he did last time.
Well, Cobra's had plenty of table time today. He's been in. Any time I've dropped in and looked, he's been in getting practice. So he's got the weight down pat. So one apiece.
Well, that's an important game early in the match.
This looks dry. It looks dry, and there's one.
And it looks like a mess.
Well, there's one problem. The mess actually looks not too bad in terms of getting started, but the problem's up top. That's 6 and 11.
Now that 11 ball goes. That 11 ball goes.
Yeah, you can get on it. You can cut it. Yeah, you can cut it fine.
Yeah. That 11 ball definitely goes, and the 14's perfect to get on it and get a nice angle.
Now,
I'm sure he's taking stripes.
The only issue is that the 8 ball is extremely tight past the 2 if the 14's out the way, but it will go. It won't go into any other corner. It doesn't get into the side, doesn't go past the 7, and doesn't go past the 1. Or if it does, it's very tight there as well. So
yeah, he's got, but it goes in both those corners at that end of the table.
So again,
I mean, I don't think he doesn't have a shot on a solid, so he almost has to take stripes there.
He's looking around to decide where he's going to start. He hasn't quite.
I'd shoot the 13 ball and just kind of, stun it over, and then you've got the 10 or the 12 to shoot at. I mean, the trickiest part is in this situation, I'd be saying to myself, how am I going to get on the 8 ball? Which ball am I going to use to get on the 8 ball? And it's probably got to be like the 9 or the 15. Because he's at an angle he doesn't want right now.
The angle he's got on that pink 12, he's heading down to the 15 and the 9. He might be clearing them after this.
Yeah, see, I like leaving those, at least one of them, and the reason why is you got to be able to get on the 8 ball. But that's what I'm saying. He was at a funny angle on those balls where he couldn't get to the 14 because, he's going to need to get to the 14,
Now, if
and
that's
he could
where,
shoot.
yeah, if that's where he was right now on that 15 to get to the 8, he could just duck in behind the 7 and he'd be on the 8 into the top right hand corner. But of course, he can't. He
Yeah,
can't do that.
well, that's what I'm saying. That's why you want to leave these because getting to that 8 ball from the other balls isn't going to be easy.
Now, if he's cutting the 10, he might be taking a chunk of this 5 ball if he does
Well,
that.
I'm sure he'd like to shoot the 14, but he's it's funny here. I think he could. He's going to have to really slow roll it. I like slow rolling the 14 in and then shooting 11.
Welcome to Spectre.
This is very difficult here. But what a good 8 ball player is going to do is they're going to think about how they're going to get on that 8 ball because that is a big problem. You correctly identified that at the beginning of the rack. The 8 ball is going to be tricky. See, now he's shooting a 15, and he's getting himself in a situation where it's going to be tricky.
Well, it looks as if he's going to be trying to use the 10 ball to get to it, and I don't know that that's great either.
No, it's not. And see, now he's got the same exact shot he had before he shot the 9 and 15,
Yeah,
a slow roll on the 14.
exactly the same. Yeah.
Yeah, he should have left the 9 and 15. He should have done that, left those balls up table because we'll see how he gets on this 8 ball. This is going to be interesting. He's probably going to end up having to try to shoot it by the 2 ball. I mean, it's going to be very difficult.
There's loads of room past that too. If you're right behind it, there's loads of room. It goes in off the jaw, no problem.
This is difficult to get on the 10 ball from here. I mean, he could slow roll it and then take the cross corner shot. That's probably what he's going to have to do. Well, he's going to try to get up above it. Nope, he's taking a cross corner shot.
Now, in that case, then he's going for the 8 ball past the 2. And he's
not
got the best angle in this 10.
Well, he can hit this with inside English, forward and inside English come off the end rail. I mean, he was almost for sure going to have to shoot by the 2 ball given how the table was laying. Yeah, well, that's exactly what he did. Well, he didn't get that much English on it.
This is where you catch the 2 at this angle.
Yeah.
Or you overcompensate and overcut it to the short rail.
Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised he didn't put more English on that and get it straighter.
I take it that's golf you're talking about, Spud Boy. That's perfect. Absolutely perfect.
Well, and that's another night.
A good out.
I'll tell you what, Cobra, and this is the thing about watching Albinario and Cobra. Albinario tends to play better patterns and makes it look easier. Cobra has these stupendous outs because he's
he's getting emergency.
Himself. Oh boy,
Cobra's been called away.
He gets himself in. That was a tough table to start with, and then he made it tougher by the pattern he played.
Yeah, he's control of the cue ball most of the time is keeping him in it at that stage when he's not quite where you'd want to be.
Well, his cue ball control is very good. He just doesn't play as good of patterns as Albinario. In this kind of game, playing a good pattern, makes the run out a lot simpler. And Cobra doesn't always play the best pattern, and he still manages to get out, but it's a lot of effort.
Welcome to Blind Hog. Yes, it is the place to be. We're watching the final. So I hope everything's okay. Whatever he's been called away for. It might be longer than 2 minutes if it's an emergency.
Yeah, hopefully it's not a big problem. Well, anyhow, I'm sort of a little bit, I guess you'd call it punch drunk right now, because I came down from almost 12,000 feet yesterday, and I've been at above 10,000 for 17 days. So when you're up at that altitude for a long time and you come down to the thick air, you get too much oxygen, and it messes with your head.
Yeah. But then again, you know, like a prize fighter boxer, Steve. That's you. You could your endurance should be better. You could go the distance now.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Hogger, thank you. And my brain is too full of oxygen right now. I'll tell you what, I probably lost 20 pounds.
All that walking.
So walking, climbing, a lot of snow whomping. Had my gaiters and ice axe. I did a bunch of climbing. I did one, two, I did 3 cross country pulls and passes.
So, like, how far off are you off the beaten track when you're there? I mean, you know, once you start going out and up onto these mountains,
Well, let's put
you
it
know, are
this
you
way.
like 10, 15 miles to the nearest track?
Let's put it this way. I didn't see anybody at one stretch for 9 days.
Oh well, that's in terms of the States, that's the back of beyond.
Yeah, I was in some pretty remote areas,
Mind you, the other reason that if you ever thought the other reason you never saw anybody for 9 days, there's nobody as crazy as you to be tramping about the mountains and.
Well, you know, there was so much snow this year up there that it scared a lot of people away. So it
That
was
probably would
definitely.
be, yeah.
I mean, it was the biggest snow year in California in like 60 years. All right, so here we go. I guess the emergency has been
hopefully
dealt with. Oh, look at Cobra's player icon. He's got a new one. I like this one. That's pretty good. You know what? I mean, I've given Cobra a lot of grief about his icon, but that's.
So it's a cobra holding an 8-ball.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
So we're into rack number 4.
He's finally gets icon props. Well, let's see. What's he got here? I can't imagine he's not going to take the solids. You shoot the 4-ball now.
Yeah, that goes past the 8, no problem. Even if you just overcut it to the rail, it's going to bump in off the 8 easily.
I kind of like drawing it and putting the cue ball into the 9. Now he's going to go a different way.
Well, it looks. See, the thing is, I don't like where the 1-ball's sitting if he's taking solids.
Yeah, I would have shot the 4-ball and soft drawed the cue ball into the 9 and taken the 1, and then gone back down the table, because the 8-ball you can get to from anywhere just about. I'm very surprised he didn't shoot the 4 when he had the chance.
See, the way he's going to end up in this 1-ball is probably trying to bump the 12. The pink, is it the pink 12? Yeah. He might end up trying to bump the 12.
But this is what I've been saying about Cobra all along: is the patterns he plays makes it a lot more difficult.
And I don't think he wants to be doing that now, because he's hampered over the 13.
Hogger, I was in the backcountry of the High Sierra in California. I didn't eat any berries, but I ate a lot of bugs. There were a lot of mosquitoes. I can't help but inhale some of them. Yeah, I think Cobra could be in trouble here.
Yeah, he's dead straight here.
This is another situation where he's making it difficult. So now he's going to play the 1 and do exactly what you said, Hugh. He's going to bump the 12.
Now this 12 could go funny. This
it could
12
block
could go,
the 8.
it could go for an 8, yep.
It could make the 8, it could block the 8. You know,
Or,
all kinds of bad things could happen.
or he could do
Well,
that and come out pretty well.
he
Apart from the
got
fact
away
he's
with
too
it.
straight again, I think.
Well,
Yeah.
he could have easily hooked himself.
He's going to have to juice this up a little bit to get out of there.
Honestly, I think this is going to be the difference in this match, is that I think Cobra is going to end up, losing this match because everything is so difficult with the patterns he's playing. I mean, he's obviously a great player and has very good cue ball control. He's a good thinker. He's just got to learn better pattern play because he's making this really hard on himself.
No, that was perfect. As long as he doesn't scratch and he's fine. All the room in the world to get over this side for the 8.
The thing is that if you were in a pool room watching, these two players play, most people would think, oh man, this Cobra, he's just incredible. Look at all these difficult outs he's doing and stuff. And
yeah, but
you would think Cobra's the better player.
He's making it difficult, yeah.
But it's a guy that just goes dink, dink, dink and makes it simple. That's the guy I'm not playing. I see a guy like Cobra, I'm playing because, if I'm not winning, I'm jacking the bet up, doing anything to put more pressure on him because that's a hard way to play. Whereas a guy that just plays super simple, that's a guy I don't want to play because I know he's going to be tough to beat.
Oh.
Wow, what a break that was.
Now, what did we lose there? We've lost the 1, we've lost the 7, we've lost the 15.
Well, he's got one big problem, and that's the 9 ball. I mean, you almost have to take stripes, but you got to figure out what you're going to do with the 9 ball.
Now,
why that's kind of a bad break.
Why doesn't he take a risk right now, Steve? See that 11-14? Why doesn't he? Can he not draw off that and come over to the long rail past the side pocket and try and? Can he get enough to cut? No, I don't think he can. Forget that idea. I don't think he can even get to the 9 to cut it from there. Oh dear, yeah, disaster.
Well, he was trying to get to the 9 right there. I mean, that was a really bad break because that 9 ball's not tied up. The table's pretty easy. And, that's kind of the roles of the game there is he had a good break. Everything looked pretty good. And then he ends up, in trouble.
Well, so, I think it's still an open table. That's the big thing. Albanario's got ball in hand all over the table because it wasn't a scratch in the break, was it? No, it wasn't.
No, it's Cobra with ball in hand. I would put the ball right on the end rail and shoot the 9 up in the corner. What's he doing? I'd shoot the 9 ball right now. See this? Here we go. Here's another big mistake. He should shoot the 9 ball right now.
Now, now he should have been playing the combo to play the 9. You mean, or he tried? I mean,
no. He had ball in hand. He could have put the cue ball right on the rail and shot the 9 up in the corner by the 10 ball.
Oh, he could have. Yeah.
Yeah, instead he tries to do this crazy draw shot and break it out. He could have put the cue ball right on the rail and shot the 9 ball up table.
Yeah, he could. Yeah, I don't know why he didn't see that.
I mean, that's just, boy, that's a terrible mistake. So Albanario flat out gives it to him, and then he does that. Yeah, that was a bad mistake there.
Well, this will be some out if he can work his way around this. What's he trying to do? Billiard the 1 in?
No, he's going to play safer.
Oh, it's still an open table, yeah, isn't it? It's still an open table.
Oh, he made 2 balls. It is still an open table.
Yeah, it is still. I'm just wondering I'm thinking, what the hell's happening here? And it's still an open table.
Yeah, well, there we go. He tried to throw it in. But he was definitely trying to break that ball out the way he hit it. I mean, it was just...
Right, well, I don't...
Albin's going to take the stripes, probably.
Well, he's out regardless what he takes, as far as I'm concerned, because, I mean, if he takes the solids, he's got a dead set combo up top. But I don't think, and the problem is he can't take the 2 right now. That's the problem. He could take the combo easily, but he would have liked to probably left the combo there to get on the 8 easier.
I'd take the stripes because there's less chance of something going funny.
Yeah.
I mean, shooting combos, you know, if the 4-ball's going to want to go to the end rail and then you got the 10 over there, I would just, yeah, he's going to take the stripes. That's the right choice.
Good afternoon to Dwight. Right, she is
Hey,
90. An emergency. She is 90 and the TV not working. Problem with the power.
Hey, if you're 90 and the telly doesn't work, that is an emergency.
Yeah, of course it is. Yeah.
Yeah, well, this has been an interesting rack because Cobra really should have won this rack. He's given this away. Well, and Alvin gets a little funny, but he's okay. The 10 ball goes past the 6. I mean the 10 ball, the 8 ball.
So Alvinari will be back within 1. Now it's Cobra's break though.
Boy, that could have been 4-1 Cobra right there. He had a pretty simple table with ball in hand if he would have just shot the 9 ball instead of, you know, Albin said he played the stub shot, but he didn't have a lot of choice. Cobra didn't have to play that shot. Well, see if he can get the ship righted. I'm sure he's taking solids.
Now Alvinari needs 2 minutes.
I think Cobra's going to play the 14-4 combo right now. He plays the 14-4 combo. I think he's out. The only touchy part's going to be the 8 ball. So he's got to take the solids.
Cobra went to help the 90-year-old lady with her telly and he hasn't fixed it.
Now that surprised me. He didn't shoot the 14-4 combo. Why wouldn't you shoot the combo right off the bat? Because that 4 ball's dead.
It's the same thing, isn't it? It's dealing with problems immediately if you get the opportunity to do it.
Well, he shoots that 14-4 combo and then the rest of the table's pretty easy. Now that was a nice play moving the 8 ball, but he's just getting himself in more and more trouble here. Now he's got nothing.
Well, I think he'll live to regret that, not taking that combo straight away.
Yeah, this is a difficult situation. What you'd like to do is make a play off this 4 ball where you get safe and get the 4 ball clear. I think that's near impossible with the 15 sitting down there in front of the pocket. What I would do here is I kick behind the 4 ball and try to stick the cue ball right there because he doesn't have any play on the 14 and the 10 is blocked by the 2. So I would kick behind the 4 ball firmly and just stick it. He's going to just go for everything here. Now this is interesting. He may actually get out. He's got an angle. I think he's got enough angle where he might be able to get into the 4 ball.
Yes, I think he can. I think he can spin the 6 in and get the cue ball stunned onto the rail and just spin into the 14. I think he can off that 6 ball.
The problem is it's tricky coming up with a shot on the 4. Now you have the 2 for an escape, but you've got the 9 and 10 potentially blocking.
We'll see if he tries it.
This is going to be difficult. This is good. Well, I don't.
Doesn't look as if he's doing it. No, he's.
Yeah, he was trying to come back across. I mean,
he actually got it.
Really, that was all caused. Yeah, except he missed the 6. Yeah. That was all caused by not shooting a 14-4 on the first shot. I mean, he made the whole table very difficult. Well, I will say this about Cobra. He's consistent in not playing the right pattern so far this match.
I'm just doing a refresh and kick. I'll be back in a second. I'm showing 9 viewers on kick now.
Now, one interesting thing here is that this table is very difficult for Alvin. He's not running out here, I don't think. So now you got to think something like You know, can I play the 10? What I like doing is play the 10 into the 2 and maybe spin over on the 8. Can the 4 ball be cut? No, that's no good. The 4 ball can be cut.
That 14 ball might go in off the back of that 4.
It might, but right now he's got to figure out how to play safe. I don't think you want to shoot here, and that's what he's doing. He's playing safe. Yeah, that I like that play. It wasn't a spectacular safe, but it was simple and guaranteed.
Here's an ambitious combo, Steve. Here's an ambitious combo.
Well, he almost has to shoot it. You know, in this situation, he's got to go for it because he's kind of screwed. He's going to have to jack up on this. He could scratch, and he scratched. Oh no, he's cutting it the other way. Yeah, and he has to shoot this.
Yeah, he's cutting away to the short rail. Yeah, that was a big ask.
Well, he didn't have any choice. I mean, that was the right play, but so you know, if you're Alvin, your biggest problem here is going to be the 11 ball. There's no real good play on it now. I mean, ideally, if you can make the 11, if you can make the 2 ball, you would do that, but you have to be able to get the cue ball safe, and I don't think he can. So he's going to have to try to run this table out.
Why doesn't he take the 15 and?
You mean the 12, or is the
no,
the 12? The one.
Is that not the 15? Now the 15's at the head of the pack there, pretty much. I'm looking to see whether he can get away from that 15 ball.
He's got some big problems here because, you know, the 11 and the 8 are both in trouble where they are. Now, if you can get on the 11, you might be able to get on the 8 down in the same corner or bank the 8.
I think he's trying to hold for the 15. No, he's got the 9 ball there as well, and the 11. Sorry, 13.
Yeah. I think the play here is using the 10 ball to get on the 11. See what he decides to do.
Well, he's got enough angle to stun this 14 in and get out for the 10 and have a better angle than the 10.
Yeah, when you're in a situation where you've got a table like this and you've got a bunch of balls, you're either going to want to play safe pretty early and keep your balls on the table or have a plan of how to run out, because that 8 and 11 are just a huge problem. Yeah, there he's using the 10 to get on the 11. And he made the 2.
Almost landed on top of it, but he's still got a cut.
No, he's got. Yeah, this is tricky. He's going to have to cut it and kiss off the 8 and come down for the 15 or 13. Now, this is the kind of shot that I keep saying to people isn't terribly difficult.
Well, why is he not cutting into the top right-hand corner?
Now,
let me see. That's tricky because he's really close for that.
Well, the biggest problem is the side pocket coming back across the rail. I mean, I think that's a smart play. He's not taking a chance he's going to miss the ball. I think that was a smart play.
Because the way he's played it, of course, for the 14 ball been there, he's not left any bank on. Oh, good afternoon to Semi-Pro. Never saw him there.
He's going to dink this. What he wants to do is dink off this 4 ball and just lay the cue ball on the rail. He needs to get the 4 ball enough past the 14 to block the 14. Well, he went the other way. I don't like that as much because it gives Alvin a big opportunity here. He can shoot the 11 and potentially run into the 14-4 right now. I mean, it's sitting simple now. The only problem with that is breaking out, coming straight into balls that are sitting on a rail. A lot of bad things can happen where they don't really break apart. And he hit that perfect, got right in between them. Yeah. Cobra should have tried to play the 4 ball to the other side of the 14.
What
This is a
happened to your
touchy little
PC?
shot here.
What happened to the PC semi-pro? What do you think went on it? Oh, by the way, that Starfield game, what I found out today is I was looking at the specs for it, the specifications, and both the maximum specification and the minimum specification that they recommend. The main thing they recommend is you must have an SSD drive, which is the first time I've seen a game that says that. Cooler Masters is the name of the cabinet. Oh, the motherboard's gone.
Well, you could just buy a new motherboard and put it in yourself. It's not that hard to do.
Well, not if you know what you're doing, and that's where I haven't a clue.
Yeah, I built all my own PCs for, I don't know, what has it been now, 30 years I've been building PCs.
So, we are 3 apiece here in this race to 15.
Yeah, and Cobra probably should have won that rack, made a bad choice in the beginning. And I think this is going to be a close match, but I think Albin's going to win out just because he's playing a simpler style, and that's usually in the long term hard to beat. And with a race to 15, the guy that plays better is going to win. In a shorter race, you can get lucky or have things go your way, but not in a race to 15.
Now, you see, Napnickers just took the words straight out of my mouth there. Because that's what I was thinking. If Semi doesn't think he's going to be able to play, and with the tournament now still not live, even though that it's full, it's not effectively live until the 25th, is it, next Friday? Is there any way of taking somebody out and putting them in, Steve? Without messing up with the database?
Yeah, because let's see. I can do it. I'm going to have to probably do it manually, but I could do it.
Well,
but let's Semi have a chance to see if he can work his PC problems out. If he can't, then we can put somebody in. But
he's already said it's going to be in transit, and by the time it goes in transit to get there to get looked at, and the time it goes in transit to come back, the tournament's going to be well underway.
I got thermal paste on the motherboard. You know what? I don't know, depending on the thermal paste, but I wonder, yeah, the thermal paste would have to be electrically conductive, which I've never thought about that, whether they are or not. What kind of thermal paste was it? Something good like Arctic Silver?
And Albinario, I think, goes into the lead for the first time. I think I might be wrong. Did he win the first rack? I've forgotten that already.
Okay.
Morning, good afternoon, gentlemen.
That sort of depends.
Good afternoon.
Who's that? Is that?
That's Run Out Rob. Welcome to Rob.
Hey, Run Out Rob. Well, if Albie wants to get in, I can do that. I mean, we don't know that Alvin wants to play.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, I mean, obviously, that discussion can take place once this is all over to at least give. Maybe not Albinario if he doesn't. If Albinario isn't going to be around, or if you could give him first shout. But If he doesn't want it, then open it to whoever's first.
I'll give Albin first go at it for one reason only, and that's because he's defending champion.
He's a defending champion, yeah. Albie forgot to sign up. Now that's just typical of a Swede. Sitting there in his sauna, doped up to the eyeballs, thinking I've got something I should be doing, and she'd totally forgotten that he's the champion and should be defending his bloody title.
Well, look at this.
Oh yes, here we go. Well, that nearly worked out there. The only problem is the pocket's blocked, but is he going to drop this in after it?
Boy, this is tight. Whether the 6 will go in, that's tricky. Because you can't, if you hit it straight, I think it's going to double kiss off the cheek. And if you try to get in the gap, I'm not sure it'll go. I think if you hit it perfect, it'll trickle in. It's touchy.
Oh, by the way, Steve, now that Rob's here, you've got the birthday boys joining you today. Well, Rob's was on Monday, mine was yesterday. Are you 59 as well, Rob?
No, sir. I turned 56.
Oh, you're just a kid.
You guys are all youngsters.
And Steve's the granddad. It's like father and 2 sons in the commentary box.
Well, the big problem he's got right now is that he's got to shoot the 2 ball. He's
got a chance of bumping this 6, hasn't he, if he wants to do that?
I think he's
heading up country.
He's going to plan on shooting the 6 last there.
Maybe he's happy it goes.
I think it will go, but you got to hit it. You got to hit it correctly. Let's put it this way: if I was playing a game for a lot of money and I had this shot, I wouldn't be happy.
See, there's a chance you're trying to use the edge of that 12 for it to drop in, but the bump off the rail from the 12 could kick the 6 back out.
Well,
he will probably make both of them, right, Steve?
Well,
I'm not convinced.
If he makes the 6, the 12s go out in too. But this is real. Yeah, I don't know. This is going to be interesting. I think if he hits it right, they'll both go.
Now, is he trying to catch the point and then the 12, or is he trying to catch the 12 clean?
No. He's got to catch the 12 first and just a little piece of it. And there's a chance it'll hang.
Oh, disaster. He's forgot about the cue ball.
No, I think he might have done that on purpose. I think he might have followed the cue ball on purpose into it because he thought it wasn't going to go. And, if that was probably a good idea, except, he needed the cue ball to hit and stick there, and instead it rolled behind the 10.
Well, he's staring at 5-3 here in a minute.
Well, this is the problem with spectacular outs, is you just can't,
You can't keep doing it.
You're going to have some failures. So he's got to take a whack at this. So he could shoot a Mass A shot. I think from where he's at, a Mass A shot might be his best chance. He's looking at trying to go 2 rails into it, and this is going to be difficult. Now, pretty good attempt. Oh, look at this.
I thought he was going to just brush it there and finish there, but...
Well,
he has.
He would have brushed it.
He has brushed it. He has brushed it. It's a clean hit, and he's got a rail. Unfortunately, he's still left a shot on.
Yeah, that's the thing. If he could have brushed it and then got behind it, that would have been something else.
That's what Steve. That's what you were saying, Steve. Look at this. Look at this. He's behind it.
Yeah. No.
Coldest pillow. Hello, coldest pillow.
Good afternoon, coldest pillow. Now he needs to get down on that 11 pretty sharpish.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about this situation is no matter how you get, you can just, even if you don't have a shot, you can just bump this 11 and leave him hooked.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing is that, you can't really lose an 8 ball from here. I mean, the guy'd have to make some spectacular kick. You can always play safe when you're in this situation. When you watch a guy like Albin, so he runs out. But I'll tell you what, if there's any doubt at all and you're in that situation, you play safe. Let the guy take a 2-rail kick at the 8 ball.
Right. If you ain't 100% sure you can run out and you got a good safe, shoot safe,
Steve sounds as if he's got a robot sitting next to him there.
You talking about me?
Mm-hmm.
No, that's a food sealer. My brother's sealing chilies. He got a bunch of chilies today, roasted chilies. Well, and here we go.
Well, Albanarius turned it round. He's now got a 2-rack gap.
And he did win the first rack, Hugh, and then Cobra won the next 3.
I thought that.
Now Cobra and then Albie the next 2.
Albie's breaking, and this is sort of going sideways for Cobra right now.
You're listening to Run Out Rob, Vertical Liquid. He's just asking who's the other voice in the commentary booth.
And that was a very good break. This is a beautiful table. Albie will be out here.
Yeah, that's what Cobra didn't want.
He's gonna probably. I would take the stripes here. We'll see what Alvin decides to do.
Yeah, I mean. Oh, that sounds as if you get severe wind.
Sounds almost like a model airplane.
Here, let me turn this a little. Is that better at that angle?
Didn't hear anything that time.
Was that better?
Well, I haven't heard anything. No, nothing.
Okay, I just turned the PC so it's not facing the same direction. All right, so he's still thinking about this.
I don't think there's an awful lot to be thinking about here because, I mean, these stripes are sitting absolutely perfect as far as I'm concerned.
But he got right out of line right off the bat. This is not what you want to be shooting. I mean, he handled it, but that wasn't where he wanted to be. The thing about Alvin is that his patterns are so good that he never has to do a whole lot of anything really risky. It's going to bump the 8-ball here, or got it past it.
8 into the side, and it's going to be 3 in front.
But see how that's just like stop shot, dink, dink. I mean, it's the way to play. It's the way to play this game. It's make it as simple as possible.
That's a perfect way to play 8-ball. You know, all the balls are sitting there. You have nothing to do other than just control the cue ball.
Honestly, that's the best way to play all pool games.
Yeah, if you can keep in shape.
In a rotation type game, you're going to have to spin the ball up more because there's only one ball you can get on. But that said, even in a rotation game, if you can learn to play simple shots where you don't spin it up that often, you're going to be a better player.
Now, what does he do here?
Well,
clearly there's a problem down the bottom of the table here with the 15 and the 2.
Yeah, I still like stripes. You've got the 13, you can get to those, although really it's not a very good angle, and because the 13's block in one pocket, it's going to be tricky. I think he'll end up taking stripes, but this is going to be tricky.
Well, if he takes stripes, he's going to have one shot at getting this 15 ball free.
Well, if you take stripes, you're definitely going to want to get to that ball early. Now, sometimes in this situation, the best play is to pick the ones you want and then play safe. Right off the bat, pick solids or stripes and then play safe. I think with good players, sometimes they get in these situations, they still try to run out when it's going to be too hard, and you'd be better off just making a choice and then playing safe.
Now, I think he might have has he gone too far? Because I think he's got the idea of he's fine. Yeah, he's fine.
He's perfect. Well, he's perfect. Now,
He wants to catch that 2 ball in its right side so it banks off the rail out the way and leaves the 15 there. That's what he wants to do.
He's not going to. Well, it depends. Right side depends on what angle.
Well,
that's most likely what was going to happen, and then he was going to have a shot on the 11 or the 15.
Well, that'll work. So the problem's been dealt with. He's got what's he got left? He's got 3 stripes after this, and they're all sort of in the middle of the table-ish type of thing.
Yeah, well, Cobra breaking dry was really hurt him.
Well, if you look at the comment that Hog just made, he shoots smart, don't have to work hard. When he shot that breakout, he didn't hit it too hard, where he just got it where he could work with it.
The thing was, he actually took a big chance there, because to get on that 13 where he could break it out, there was a very small area. If he did not get there, he wasn't going to get out, probably. He hit it perfect, which if he shot that shot 10 times, he might only get there 3 times. So it was a very good shot, but it wasn't something guaranteed.
No, I was talking about the way he shot the breakout. He didn't hit it very hard. He just hit it just hard enough to where he could get the 15 off the rail.
Yeah, but the good part about it was the fact that the 13 ball was going to be the only ball that was going to give him a chance to get that breakout, and he got there, and that's what good players do.
There was about a 3-inch area that he could be where he would have that shot, because you have to be almost perfect to shoot that shot and go forward. I mean, it was a spectacular shot, but it was a fairly low percentage.
Well, he'd have liked to have been a wee bit better on this.
Yeah, he underhit that. He just needed to hit that a little firmer. Yeah. So I think he's just got to hit this with a ton of right English and just kind of drift past the 3. It's not a shot that is going to be very comfortable. Well, the other thing you could do is try to bump the 1 ball, make the 11, and that's what he's going to do. Maybe you could try to bump the 1 ball.
Well, he's put the right English on it to go your way, Steve.
Yeah, actually, I think you could shoot it and bring it past the 1 and back cut the 8. The only problem with this shot is it's tricky, because you've got a lot of throw on the ball, and you've got, this is a tricky little shot, because he's going to hitting this easy is tricky. Okay, he didn't hit it easy. He just came across.
Perfect.
I think that was a smart play, playing it up table so he didn't have to dink it.
Well, things have taken a turn for the worse here for Cobra, because that's 6 in a row for Albinario.
Well,
he was 3-1 down.
I think it's a combination of Cobra's pattern play catching up with him, and then Albin playing some great.
And this is another disaster.
Well, this table's doable. This table is doable.
Oh, he got a ball. He got a ball. I didn't think he'd got a ball there. Yeah, he got the 15. Now the 11, I think, goes into the side, doesn't it?
Yeah, I would be shooting a 13 here. Shoot the 13 with a soft draw, and then shoot the 10. You don't want to run that. He's going to shoot the 10 first. Okay, and then he's going to shoot the 13. Obviously, the biggest problem here is going to be the 9 ball, but it goes in multiple pockets.
It's extremely tight past the 2 ball. I mean, he was looking to see if he was actually on it there to maybe actually get rid of it now, but
I don't think it goes past the 2.
I think it's. I think that's very tight. It might go in off the jaw. It might go in off the jaw.
But it goes in the other corner. If you can get on to 11, you can probably stun over, and now he's funny. This is No, he's okay. He's straight enough. He can roll through on this and shoot the 12 or the 9.
Yeah, he's good to
Well,
go.
he's got to shoot the 9 now. So this is actually a little tricky. And this is the problem with having all these balls in close quarters.
Well, I
You can
think
just
he's
get a
got.
little funny on the angle.
Is he not got to just go straight through in the 9 ball here, so he leaves the 12 ball long into this corner, and then he's just on the 11 into the side? I don't see a problem.
Yeah, I think that is what he's going to need to do. That's a simple play. Is just you got to hit this pretty easy though to get on that 12. It might even require a stun run. This is tricky getting on that 12 ball. You're talking about past the 7 ball up in the corner.
No, I'm talking about back up into the other corner where the 8 ball is.
Yeah, he's going to have to roll through a fair amount. It's a little tricky. I don't think he wants to do that.
Well, even if he catches a bit of the 5.
No, see, he tried to do the play I was talking about. He tried to stun run it and then shoot it past the 7.
Well, now he's going to have to get good.
Well, what he has to do here is hit this with a little bit of draw and come down. I would hit this with draw and left English and kind of go off the end rail, off the side rail, and then shoot the 12
between
down
the 2
in the
and
corner.
5. Well, he can go.
No, not between the 2 and 5, the other corner.
He could come into the gap between the 4 and the 7 and take that 15 as well. Pretty certain he could do that. Let's have a look at the angle.
I like shooting the 12 with. I like shooting 11 with a little bit of with stun and then a little bit of left English and take it end rail, side rail, and then.
Well, hang on a minute, because I think the worry is that the cut angle in the 11's too thin. I think that's, now that I've looked at it, he's looking at actually.
No, you can cut that 11 and not scratch.
No, I think
maybe just a little bit, a teeny bit of draw. But the reason why I would shoot it that way, it does go the way you're talking about between the 2 and the 5, but you got to get in that gap. And yeah, you can draw it like that and get it between the, you've got a gap to go on between the 4 and 7 there, which is kind of tricky, getting a cue ball there with this thin a cut.
I think he's worried about the thinness of this cut in the 11, and that's what's got him thinking.
Well, that makes the shot touchy, and he is going to try to go between the gap between the 4 and the 7. It is what he's going to do. That's the way he was queuing it up. He's going to hit this with draw right. I like a little bit of draw on left. He's going to put a lot of draw on right.
Now, well, just look. That's right next to the one. It's still clean though.
Now he's shooting the shot that I want, but he's not putting left English on it, which I don't like.
Now he's looking to.
But he hit it good.
He's come back the same way. That'll do it. Now, can he?
Well, he's got a little problem here because this is a little tricky. He's got to draw this back far enough. Well, you know what? He can bump the 1. He just needs to make sure he gets on the right side of it. I don't think there's much of a possibility of scratching off the 1. But if he doesn't draw it enough, he's going to hook himself. Now he's looking at going forward. You got to soft draw this. The problem with this is you could potentially, if you miss the 1 ball, you could potentially scratch.
Yeah, but he could also get the wrong side of it and end up behind the 3 and the 1.
Yeah, and which is, this is a touchy little shot.
Oh, that's perfect.
And he hit it perfect. But see, that's why I would have put the left English on that shot and taken it 2 rails, because it would give you a better line on that 12 ball. But he's worked it out, and he's got a pretty significant lead.
Yeah, 5 racks now, and that's 7 in a row for Albinario. You wouldn't think you'd see that in an alternate break 8-ball match.
And Cobra's hoping that the telly next door stops working again.
Yeah, I think he needs to go and fix it again. Well, he's got a ball. 15 balls gone again. What have we got up in this rail here? We've got a 6-1 combo, the 5 balls adjacent, so they're all solids, those 3. And if you're looking at, I think he's got to go solids here.
That's the safest thing. He could shoot the 13 and run the cue ball into the 12 right now. That's a pretty easy. Well, actually, it's not. The 5 ball's too close. He's got to take the solids.
No, now that's awkward. That is immediately awkward.
Well, that was unfortunate.
No, and again, the angle he's got in the 2 is not that great for trying to hold for a cut in this 4. He's in trouble.
I don't see any cut on the 4. I don't see where the 4 ball goes other than banking.
No, in fact, now that you look at it from this side, I don't think you can get to it. Is he trying to convince himself he can cut that 4, or is he going to go for the bank? And put it another way, is he ever going to get anywhere near this 4? I think he's going to try it now.
If he's going to shoot the bank, now would be the time.
Yeah,
he's going to move it.
Well, that's dealt with that issue. Now he can play the combo.
No, now he's awkward. I'm not sure he can see the combo.
Yeah, I think you might be right now that I look at it. Well, he might have to jack up and come back off the 5. And in fact, I think the angle of the 5, he might be chipping the 6 here.
The 5 ball goes, but it's tight. And if you roll it, if you roll the 5 ball, you may or may not come up with a shot on the 1. You can't just dead weight it. You got to put a little bit more on it.
Yeah, he took the 6, and now the 6 is awkward. Well, can he just dink? Let us have a look. I think he can just dink back here and bump the 12.
Yeah, he can. He can shoot to the outside of the pocket cheek here. That was a pretty strong shot he just made.
Yeah, that'll do it. And that's worked out nice. And he can go. Well, what's that up there? That's the 4 ball, so that's blocking the 7. So I think he's just got to sneak out and take the 7 into the side, just out past the 9 far enough. And then, has he gone far enough though? Yes, he has.
Oh, boy, it's tight, barely.
I think he's just got there.
He desperately needs this rack. At this point.
Yeah, but of course now he's at the mercy of Albanario's break each time now. He just has to hope something turns for him there. It's the only way he's ever going to get back into it. There's nothing else he can do.
Yeah, that's the shot he plays really well, that little draw shot. Cobra's draw control is really something else.
Well, that's ended the run.
These guys rarely miss balls on the bar table, so, it really becomes a game of strategy and pattern play because they're not going to miss a whole lot of balls.
Well, Albanario's halfway home, and these balls are broken. Look at this for a break. Look at this for a break. This is Cobra's just let out a big sigh there. Did you hear it? That was Cobra's sigh, because he's doomed to watching this getting cleared up.
Yeah, I mean, this table is a little harder than it looks the way it's sitting.
Yeah, but there's nice gaps between all these balls, though, Steve, isn't there? I mean, it's all about picking your way through.
Well, nothing's tied up, So, and this is the kind of table that Albin excels at. I would expect him to run out here, but it's not a guaranteed. I mean, he's going to take the stripes. I can't imagine he wouldn't.
Right, so 14 and a bump off the rail and out for the 10. Or, in fact, he didn't. He was straight enough on it so he can...
See that? All he did is dink it and roll forward. Now he's going to do the same thing on the 10. He'll dink it and roll forward. And that's... It's dink, 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 dink.
Well, the only worry... I mean, the ball that he's taken now is the one that he could get good in the 8 on. because that 8 ball's a little bit tricky where it's sitting. Because it will go past the 6. There's enough room, but there's not a ball anywhere near here that's going to get you there.
Yeah, he got himself a little more angle than he wants to hit it with a little left English and just roll up.
And
he's a little funny, but
he's overhit it.
Well, that he didn't want to get straight on the 15, but straighter was better than more angle.
And that was always what's likely to happen when you're at that angle playing a blind cut. You're catching the ball next to it, and that's giving Cobra the lifeline that he needs.
Well, that's what I meant about that kind of table is, there's nothing tied up, but, you got a lot of interfering balls, and it was a little bit tricky to work through those, and he didn't quite get it.
Yeah, the 8 ball was going to be the issue in getting really good on it. And Cobra won't be caring. He's just looking to get this done. But
that was a gift. But that's the thing about this game is you're gonna give some gifts. There's no way that you can play a long race like this and not give some racks away.
Albinario, I don't think will be that worried. I mean, it's the fact that, all the pressure's on Cobra each time, and Cobra's going to have his break next, and he must get a ball, and he must be able to get a run out if he can. He must manufacture something this next rack to really get back into it.
Well, I agree with you. I mean, the great players like Albin, they're not going to panic. And that's really a key thing in these matches.
Yeah, you've got to get it clear in your head that the odds are in your favour the way it stands right now. The pressure's all on Cobra. But he's going to get this one. And big opportunity coming up now to get a little bit of momentum. You don't really get a great deal of momentum in alternate breaking anything, but this is as good as it will get if he can get a ball and get a table that's encouraging for him. He needs something to go in his favour.
It's funny because, I got friends that play a fair amount lesser than me, and they'll be like, "Oh, this tournament's alternate break. We got a chance. We're going to get to the table." Yeah, and I just laugh because
you might only be breaking though. That's the only problem.
Well, the problem is you got to hold serve. Like when it's your break, you need to break it, run out, because the other guy's gonna like if I'm playing if I'm playing pros, I always want to play winner break because I can keep them off the table. And this alternate break thing, it's very difficult to beat somebody that's a really super strong player in alternate break.
I think Cobra's got a headache right now here. He's got one isolated solid here if you count, if you're looking at the 4, and he's taken that.
Yeah, I think that's the right play to take the solids, and the combination's simple. He should be out here.
Now, you say the combination's simple. We're talking about that 2 3. I think he'd be more inclined to come down for the 5 and bump into this 2 and 3.
I shoot the combo every time. Yeah, this is an easy combo.
Well, he doesn't.
And you're almost guaranteed for a shot. You're going to double kiss here. You're going to get a shot on the 2 or the 5.
I think he's got to hit this a wee bit here because if he doesn't want to thin this too much in the 3, it might not get to the hole.
No, it's gonna double kiss the 2. He's gonna hit it with a little speed.
Yeah, he's fine. Boy, where's the cue ball going?
Yeah, he hit that with more speed than I would have.
Right.
But he got away with it. See, he drew that. I would have just let the kiss off the 2, kick the cue ball back out.
8 into the side. That should be the plan. Now, oh wait a minute, I forgot about his 1 ball. I thought that was a 9. That's a 1 ball there. Yeah, I might have to rethink things here.
He might have to go. He's going to dink this, it looks like. Yeah, he's going to dink this.
Well, if it's
That's a nice shot.
If it's one down the rail, he's going to have to test his draw control again, I would imagine, to get on this 8, and depending what angle he leaves on the 1.
He's going to get pretty straight on this 1. I think he's okay with almost anything.
Well,
if he wants to, he can shoot the 8 ball in the corner. He can just roll this 1 and then shoot the 8 in the corner.
Past the pink 12.
No, yeah, just like this, dink,
yeah,
and then shoot the 8 in the corner.
He's just left it a wee bit short though. He would have liked to have, opened that angle a bit more. He'd another 3-4 inches ago went.
You know what? It's a bar table. It's easy to make balls. Don't take the chance of hooking yourself on the 10.
Yeah, well,
make sure you get a shot.
So 2 in a row for Cobra, and still 2 behind Albanario's break. And Albanario's got a ball. And well, he might play the combo straight away here if he's playing stripes. He might play the combo right now that he's on it. See, this is where you have to make that decision straight away, because you know the 15 balls over the hole there, and you can get to the 13. Now, does he play the combo? Because you're obviously not wanting to take solids. I mean, that 3 ball goes past the 8. You can cheat it off the rail if you were going to go with solids, but I don't think he wants to.
If you're going to play the combo, you'd have to play position for the 14 from that position. He's looking like he's going to wait on it.
Well,
and now he's shooting the 14 because he just stuck himself on the 2 ball.
Yeah. That's how easy it is to get yourself in trouble. He's just gone a fraction behind the 2, and that's blocked him off.
Yeah, well, it's easy to do it to yourself.
And that's annoying.
He might have been better off shooting that combo and playing shape on the 14.
That's what I would have done. I think because he was on it, and you've got balls on the table that you can easily get on anyway. You're better off dealing with that sort of issue there, because the 11 ball is going to be maybe awkward to get to, especially where he is now. He's now having
He's looking at trying to shoot the 15, but I don't think the 15 goes from here, does it? I think he should be cutting the 14.
Well, there's
maybe
no
he's
way.
Going to you can mass save this a little bit.
He's going to catch the 10 doing that.
He needs to shoot the 14 there. He doesn't want to, but that's what he needs to do.
Well, if he takes the 14, he's going between the 10 and the 7. He'll still have the bailout ball with a 15 over the corner pocket.
No, he could shoot the 14 and just hold it right there and go back and forth, and then shoot the 12 or the 10 or the 15. I mean, getting a shot after the 14 isn't difficult.
Well, this is a good little puzzle for Albanario to work his way out.
Yeah, see, he's going to hold this. He's going to come straight across.
Now,
when he hit it well.
Now, is he going to take that? See that the way he's sitting on this 13. Does he want to play that 13 and try and bump the 3 and still be on the 15? That's a bit risky.
Yeah, I mean, when you got a bunch of balls like this clustered, ideally you don't want to bump balls.
No.
I'd probably shoot the 12 now, just because the negative about doing that is kind of a escape ball in their pocket. But the thing is that you're not going to want to leave that ball up table and then try to come back down. If you are going to shoot one of these balls, it'd be the 15. Because you can play position for the 10, the 12, the 13. And you need to you really would like to get the 15 out of there, because, yeah, he's going to The reason why you like it to 15 out of there is you don't want to have to play that combo because it's a little tricky where the 11's going to go. He's going to shoot the 15 now.
No, I never use the player camera down the player's queue because it's horrible. It's really annoying. It's too jerky.
Well, now this is going to get interesting here. This is going to be a little tricky. Yeah. He's got problems.
Yeah, it's certainly going funny.
Well,
is he bumping the one? Yeah, looks
yeah,
like
and he
okay.
hit it good.
Yeah, he's
hit it perfect. That was a touchy little shot. And that's the thing about Albinario, you know, he figured out a pattern where, you know, all he was doing was dinking balls, stop shots and dinking balls. He never did anything that fancy, and that was a tricky little table.
Yeah, that's what he does. Well, I mean, Cobra does it, and as you said, Steve, he does it his way, not the way you would generally agree with him all the time, but you know, a lot of the time he is getting out. But percentage-wise, we're seeing the difference. Albinario's worked his way back in it, got himself a lead, stretched it again. It's gone back to 3. And that's maybe what's going to make the difference at the end of the day in the overall scheme of things.
Bedhead's here. Hello, Bedhead.
Yeah, Bedhead, if that's you just arrived, just to put you in the picture, Semi-Pro's computers down the Swanee, are down the pan and going to go away to get fixed. So Semi-Pro more than likely won't be playing in the tournament. And if Albinario wants the option, Albinario being the defending champion will have probably the option to come in if he wants to. And if he doesn't, then you're probably going to get second choice. But yeah, I don't think Bedhead's that keen though, because if he was, he'd have been in it.
Sorry, I was just cleaning up my coffee spill. Luckily, there wasn't much in the cup.
Yeah, the question is how much is in your laptop?
No, that's even luckier than none of my laptop.
Because, you know, coffee and sugar and anything like that on keyboards, that you're doomed to disaster. That's a write-off straight away. So Cobra on the stripes, and now where's this going to go wrong? Well, he's on the 10 ball down the rail. 13 ball is fine. There's no problem with the 13.
Yeah, I think he's out here. I mean, I don't see him not getting out here. Now, see how he's drawing this ball?
Mm-hmm.
That's a shot that I would have avoided if I could. I'm not sure he could have in that situation. He's very good. I think if I had to fault Cobra, you know, besides his pattern play, if I had to fault how he plays, I think he relies on draw a little too much. I mean, he's great at it. He's the best I've seen on VP with draw control. But, you know, you fall in that trap of overusing it, and it is harder. It's harder to play hitting a lot of draw shots versus just dinking and letting it roll.
Yeah, he's sort of perfected one sort of technique for himself, but he's maybe not opened his mind to the other options that he wants to be practicing maybe a bit more.
Now, see, those last 2 shots were just dink. I mean, how can that go wrong?
Mm-hmm.
The draw shot, the draw shot, you know, it can go wrong in a lot of ways.
Well, again, Cobra's just keeping in touch, and fingers crossed that's all he can do. Back to 9-7.
You know, I knew he'd make some kind of match out of it because, you know, he's a great player. There's no doubt about it.
I don't know what ball that was. The 15, it just spun into the top left. I think it was a 15. Well,
I'd imagine he's going to take the stripes there. This table's a little bit tricky. I mean,
well, if
he
he's
could
taking
take the solids.
He's got one isolated stripe, that 9 ball that's right in the middle of this line of 4 solid balls behind the 8 ball here.
Yeah,
that's going to be.
It looks like he's going to pick the solids.
Yeah.
I think he's going to shoot the 6 ball.
And I mean, this 6 ball's no gimme either.
Yeah, I mean, the solids are good too. I mean, that 1-3 is sitting kind of funny, but I think it's doable. They're both. This is kind of a player preference thing. They're both pretty good. This is why it's taking so much time. He's trying to figure out how he's going to run this table, and you're right about the 9 ball. The one thing about the 9 ball is that you can get to it from a big area, but you got to be able to get the cue ball back out of there, because the 4 and 6 are sitting there. It is looking like he's going to take the stripes.
Yeah, well, the major problem with that 9 ball is that you can get the cue ball out there if you're on it decent enough, but the problem with the 8 ball is it's limited in the pockets that it's going to go into, and that's your other major problem you have to work out.
Most likely the 8 ball is going to be shot in the side pocket. But this is a challenging rack. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, this will be a good out for Albinario if he can deal with this issue down here.
He would have liked to have been a little straighter on that 11 ball because he wants to go 11, 10, 14, 9. I think he still may be able to do it with a little soft draw.
Well,
you don't want to have to go from the 10 ball to the 9 ball. You'd rather go from the 14.
Yeah, he's already. I mean, he's well ahead thinking in this 9 ball.
See, from the 14, you can go 2 ways. You can either draw up table or go, 2 rails around the corner up table. You got a lot of choices from the 14 ball to the 9.
I don't know that whether he played for the 14 there because he's left himself a wee bit funny in the 14. He left a bit more angle, maybe.
He was playing for the 10 ball. So he's going to try to draw up, and now he's come up a little short.
That is similar to where he was in the first place. Well,
so this is just a touchy shot here, and he's hit it beautifully. That's about as good as you're going to do. So the shot here is to hit this 9 ball with a ton of right English and bump the 4 ball.
Yeah. Let's see if he can deal with that. And again, he doesn't want to hit the 4 ball on the wrong side. He'll end up hooked.
Yep. He's really got to juice this up.
That's perfect.
Oh, and he's hit it perfect. He's hit it beautifully. That was
that's excellent
shot there. Yeah, that was a very good shot there.
There's nothing you can do, Cobra. And Albinario's in double figures. 3 rack lead again. And the 8 ball has gone in. Cue ball has gone in as well. Oh, that's another form of disaster that Cobra can do without.
And he's going to take the stripes there.
Yeah,
he wishes he had. He wishes it wasn't ball in hand behind the. Let's see. In this 8 ball world, is ball in hand behind?
Behind the head string after the scratch and the break. Yeah.
Do I get to break if I choose re-break?
Not sure. Yeah, that's a good question. I haven't a clue. No, I think if you choose re-break, I think that might be the Cobra gets to break again. Because it's his break, is it not? It's still Cobra's break in the rack, so if you choose a re-break, a re-rack, I'm sure then it's his, is it not? Or I'm making things up as I go along here, I think.
I don't remember. I'd have to look up the rules.
Now, well, thing is that if he passes it back, if he chooses to re-rack, can he then not replay it so it goes back to where it was before?
I can look it up right now.
Well, it's it doesn't matter because he's
so
he made the
8. He made the 8 on the break, correct?
Yes, he did. No. Yeah, and scratched.
And he scratched. So it's the incoming player's choice of to shoot or pass.
To shoot or pass.
Yes.
Yeah. So shoot from the kitchen.
Correct.
Or pass it back to the. Now, when you say pass it back, Rob, is that pass it back with ball in hand in the kitchen, or is it pass it back to re-break? You mean?
I believe he has the option to shoot or pass from where it lays. He'll get ball in hand in the kitchen and shoot from where it lays.
Well, I'm thinking more from the point of view. Did Albinario not get a pop-up message?
He actually has 3 choices. He can accept the table and position. He can have the balls re-racked, and then he has the option of shooting the opening break or making the offended player re-break. So on the re-break, he has the option on whether he breaks or he gives it to the original breaker. Watch this. Watch out.
That's interesting. Now we know. That's something else I've learned.
Well,
that's the one I forgot, Steve.
Well, I get the 8-ball rules confused because, there's so many of them. Although this is the one I actually should know the best because it's the one that.
This is thin. This is thin. You eye of a tiger here to. Oh no, it is. Can he get to it?
No, he can play it off the rail. He's going to play the 11 off the rail into the 15.
Yeah.
I did know it was the incoming player's choice of what happens.
Yeah, it's like a triple choice. It's a weird situation.
Oh wow.
Well, he was playing shape on. You know what? He was playing shape on the 11, or maybe he didn't want to put the 11 and stick it on top of the 7. But you know what? This is not the worst position in the world where that 7 ball is.
7 balls not going anywhere quick. And the other thing, of course, as far as Cobra's concerned, and Cobra has to bear that in mind. I mean, he's not got a great table the way it is, but he has to also bear in mind that 10 ball's dead where it's sitting.
He has to try to get on. I'd be trying to get on the 7 right now. I'd shoot the 4 and come down and try to bump the 11 and get on the 7 because the 7 ball is dead. He should have shot it right then. He should again shoot it right now with the 4 ball.
Yeah, he might be trying that off the 2 though, Steve. He might be trying that. He might be trying to run into the corner. Oh, he's hit the wrong balls.
Well,
yeah, he's hit the last.
But that was pretty out of control.
Yeah.
That was kind of a stubbish play right there.
Yeah, that looked bad, and that's what he's saying, miles off, because we know what he was trying to do, but he collided with the wrong set of balls there. He wanted to skim across.
He went to the I'm just going to blast this, which sometimes is the play. I didn't think it was there.
Well, the biggest mistake he's made there is hitting those balls, because that's now freed up the 10 ball for Albinario, and Cobra obviously.
If he would have shot the shot I was talking about in the 4 and ran into 11-15, and maybe the 11 goes over and lands on the 7, at least he gives Alvin a table that's going to be tough to run out.
Well, I think he's trying to hope to leave this 7 ball possibly awkward. Yeah. I mean, that's
the right shot.
He's not going to follow in with that shot, I don't think.
That's definitely the right shot.
Now, Steve, correct me if I'm wrong. If Cobra hadn't scratched and made the 8, it would still be his choice whether to re-rack and re-break or shoot from where it lays in the kitchen.
Yeah, you're asking me all kinds of hard stuff.
I believe it's the shooter's choice. If you make the 8 on the break, you have the choice to re-rack or shoot shoot right from where it lays.
That's correct.
Steve's brain's struggling to cope with these questions. Robbie's been at altitude for the last 2 weeks.
It is. That is correct. He's got the option to re-break or the 8 spots and play the way it is.
Well, it's all over now, this rack, because he's dealt with the situation. 8 ball doesn't go past the 6 into the side, so it's up table or down table, depending on where the camera is.
Yeah, well, this is pretty simple. He's not going to screw this up. And see, and this is that shot is a good lesson on how to play on a bar table. You know, on a bigger table, you might have come off the end rail and come up to shoot the 8 ball in the other corner, but instead he just left. You know, you're not going to miss that shot. It's not a hard shot. You just let it roll through. Take the harder shot because you're guaranteed to get on that.
So Albinario is 4 away with the break, and balls are flying in.
Well, he's 4 away with a 4-shot lead, so now we're at 2-1. As soon as you get to 2-1, it's pretty hard to recover from that. Cobra's going to need to get some luck here because he's not going to come back from 2-1 without some help from Alvin and maybe some rolls.
Now, he looks as if he's going to play this combo straight away here and be choosing the solids. He's got one isolated solid, that 4 ball in the middle of the table, if he does that.
Yeah, the only thing about shooting this combo is you don't want to leave that 12 ball in front of the pocket. So, you know, that's what he's thinking about.
He might hit this quite hard then.
He would almost have to because, and it could end up on top of the 3 ball. I mean, this is a lot of bad stuff can happen here shooting this combo.
But if he rolls it easy and just bumps the one in, the 12 won't be in front of the pocket.
It should go to the short rail, shouldn't it? If he cuts it in, if he sort of cuts it in, you know what I mean? If he cuts that in slightly and sends the 12 to the top rail, the short rail.
Yeah, he may try to dink this, but it's still going to block the 6. It wouldn't block the 3 if he dinks it. This is.
I think that's what he's doing. He's looking as if he's cutting this slightly so it goes to the short rail. Well, it's not gone to the short rail. It's gone to the short rail and went to the long rail.
Well, I think he was trying to do what you were saying, and he hit it too hard. Now, yeah, this is. It was just a tricky situation. I mean, there was probably a way that it could have worked out, but it was tricky.
That's one of them darn if you do, darn if you do.
Well, you know, there was a way to play it that it might have worked out, but that wasn't it. And he's looking at shooting a 6 and bumping the 3.
Yeah, that's
the problem is that the 11 blocks the other corner.
Yeah, you've no idea how you're going to end up here.
He's going to try to soft draw off this. This is if you are going to hit this with any kind of speed, you got to shoot the 6 in the corner. You could shoot the 6 in the corner and really put a lot of speed on it. You cannot put a lot of speed into the side pocket.
The thing is, he's not lined up for the corner. He's going side pocket here.
Yeah, I don't see how this is going to come out well. Let's see what he does. Yeah. He tried to get the 3 ball out enough to shoot it past the 12. That was asking a lot. I think I might have shot the 6 up in the corner so I could put some speed on it, kind of a stubbish shot, and taking my chances.
Me too.
He tried to play a controlled shot there. I mean, I admire that. I'm not sure if that was the right call.
Well, now Cobra's opened up the only problem that Albinario would have. If Albinario gets back to the table, he's actually freed up the corner pocket there by taking that, whatever strike it was he took there.
Albin says, get nervous and slip up now that the finish line is in sight. You know, honestly, I don't think that was it. I mean, that was a difficult situation he was in. I don't really see that as a slip up. I just see that as a tough situation that he couldn't get out of.
I think I'm with Hugh, though. I think I'd have left that one there for maybe a little later, just for a little bit of.
I would have kept that there as a safety net, Rob. That's what I would have done.
I wouldn't have. I would have shot it, and I'll tell you why I would have shot it, because the table's not that tough. You know, with a good player, you know, you're going to look at the table and go, "This is the best way to run out. I'm shooting this ball."
Well,
I mean, if you're not a player that's going to run out this table, you know, 95% of the time, then you might leave it there. But for a good player, I mean, I would have shot it. Now he's come up a little awkward here.
This 10 ball is isolated where it's sitting, and this 9 ball is fairly straight.
He needs to roll forward of the 9 ball, shoot the 13, and try to get on the 10. If he gets on the 10, he shoots and goes to 14. If he doesn't get on the 10, then he shoots the 14 and plays for the 10. He's going to roll forward on this and then shoot the 13 next.
Yeah, because I don't think he wants to try and steal anything off this 9 to stun out for the 10. I don't think he wants to go down that route. He's doomed to disaster there.
This is the way pool is. If he's an inch further over, he's fine. You know, it's easy to get a little funny.
So now the major problem is finding a path to that 10 ball. Now, he could be brave and go for the cut right now.
All he's got to do is roll forward and then shoot the 10. Shoot the 13, roll forward, shoot the 10, shoot the 14. Because it's simple to roll forward and get a shot on the 10.
There's the gap.
Yeah, I mean, that's near impossible to mess this up.
And he's on it.
So the way I would play this is I'd hit it with just a touch of right English and go between the 7 and the 8. Just like that.
No.
So now the mistake you don't want to make here is getting too perfect. You just shoot this 10 ball and come out somewhere, you know, around the head string and shoot the 8 ball. You do not try to get good on this.
Well, he's come up right up the table. He's still good to go.
And that'll do it.
Well, there still could be a twist.
He still went the same lines Steve was saying to go. He just went a little further.
Yeah, I wouldn't have hit it that hard, but, you know, I mean, he was well clear of any ball. You just don't want to hook yourself.
So Cobra's break. He's got
a ball in, and you know he's got a chance to tighten up this match here.
This is a good table. He's just got to again study where he's going and get that pattern in his head where he's going before he commits.
Now, that 14 ball does not go. Well, so he's looking at this saying, well, you know, what should I do here? I think he's almost. He doesn't have to take the solids, but I think
he's odds on. He's going to play the combo and start from there. You know, get that 2 ball out of the way, play the 1 or the 5 onto whatever one he chooses. And I think he should be fine. I mean, the 8 ball is right in the middle of the table. He's got adjacent balls to get on the 8 ball, no problem. So I can't see him failing here. But whenever you have a table where you can't see him failing, you know, you're under more pressure to make sure you don't look an idiot because the balls are all good.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that would be self-inflicted pressure.
Oh yeah.
I know. For me personally, if I've got a table that looks like this, I'm real happy. I'm not feeling pressure. I'm feeling like, man, this is great.
Steve's in a barn at the moment. He's got a whole plethora of animals all around him, and that's the cow you hear mooing every now and again. So
he's gonna
4 ball, 1 ball, dink back for the 7, 6 ball into the corner, 8 ball into the side. Where can it go wrong?
Yeah, he's a teeny bit funny on this. He's going to just touch draw this. Yeah, good shot.
So 7 into the side, 6 back down into the corner. He's going to go to the.
I'd shoot the 1 ball here.
Yep, 1 ball back for the 7, 6 down into the corner. And he just goes through to the railing out. I don't know that he wants to try stopping this. Through to the railing out.
Yep,
and out far enough. That's the thing. Out far enough. Like that. That'll do. I mean, it should be no problem now.
Yeah, I would have come out a little more than that.
Yeah,
just because
he's just got a slight angle.
A little more angle, and all of a sudden it starts getting more work.
Well, Cobra's just doing what he has to do. It's as simple as that. You just got to stay in it and give yourself the chance. And now the pressure's on Albie.
Well, like all good players, he's a fighter. You know, the Cobra has 0 give up in him. He's not going to roll over.
Well, we've now got 13 on Kick. I don't know how many's on YouTube.
Well,
or Twitch.
Alvin's going to win. Alvin's going to win this game. He's going to take stripes, and he's going to win this game. I mean, he's got to take stripes here.
Well, both these stripes down this corner, they're fine, not a problem with them. 15 ball. I think
really isn't.
He's got to take he's got to take the 15 ball second here. Well, maybe third after the 10 ball.
Now this table may look a little bit more difficult than that table where the balls are all spread out and away from the rails, but I think this table is actually easier.
Yeah, this is still a good table. What's he doing? I mean,
I don't know. This is almost a guaranteed out here. This table is sitting really good.
Well, he's going to leave the 10 ball to get on the 8 then. In that way, the way it looks, 10 ball will be the last ball, or 9. Is that the 9 ball that's up on the rail, or the 1 ball? Oh, it's the 9 ball that's up there. No, yeah, it is. So that's fine. 9, 10, and 8, and out.
Yeah, I mean this table's sitting really good. He's out for sure here.
So it'll be these 2 balls, 13. Get yourself out, cut the 9 off the long rail on the side, back across to the 10. Where's it going to go wrong? You just can't fail here. And this is what hurts about this game. It's all out your own hands when your opponent's got the break, he's got a ball, and he's got a table that's pretty favourable for getting out. You just have to hold your hand up. Nothing you can do.
He hit that perfect. He wanted this little cut back on the 13. Yeah. Now he can just kind of spin it down the table.
And that's exactly the angle you want. Just a little dinky cut, nothing else to do with the cue ball. Let it run out.
Well, you want a little bit of right English on this.
So Albinario is going to be 3 in front again. But unfortunately for Cobra, Albinario's only going to be 3 away.
Yeah, that table he was going to run out 98 out of 100 times.
And Cobra's back to square one. Needs a ball and a shot. Well, he's got a ball. And has he got a favourable table? Now, what do you choose here?
They're both pretty good.
Well, combo into the side with a 4 and 2 if you're going that way.
I mean, the solids, the biggest problem is going to be the 5 ball. The stripes, the biggest issue is probably the 10-11.
Yeah, 5 ball's good if you're and well, put it this way, Steve, the 5 ball's good if you take the 6 ball now. And deal with that problem straight away. See, there's a situation that there is a potential problem, and he's on the 6 ball, and he can get on that 5 ball. If he's taking solids, I'll be doing that right now, and getting that out of my head, because if I'm not doing it now, it's in my head to deal with it, and I don't want to be dealing with it later on. So I'd be getting in there straight away and getting that 5 out of the way. And I think he's got the same idea. Good thinking.
Yeah. Well, you know what? That's that's a little different. He made a good choice there.
Because that would bug me if I looked at that combo on the side and thought, well, that's easy, that's an easy start. You know, you've got to get that out of your head and worry about where the issue might be. And he's thought about it, and he's taken the right decision as far as I'm concerned. Because now he doesn't need to think about that. Everything's right in the middle of the table here. He's got the 7-ball wide open, no problem getting to that. 3-ball down the rail. So he's got a handy ball to go on the 8. So this should all be good and done and dusted, this rack. He's got to be careful with this combo, though, because he doesn't want that. Well, he should still be fine. You know,
well, I'm a little surprised he didn't shoot the 2 there. Go 2, 3, and then, you know, from the 3 you play for the 4 and the 7.
I think this is dead weight, as much dead weight as you can here, just to, you know, just not let the 4-ball run funny. And that's perfect. So, anything but dead straight in the 3, so just come back, leave that angle.
He's managing to stay in touch with Alvin. And the thing about this is if you're a Cobra, you just want to stay within a couple games and maybe something good happens. Maybe you get lucky, or maybe Alvin dogs it, or anything. If you can stay within a couple games, you've got a chance to win.
As long as he's still short the asking figure, he's still got a chance. He's just got to live in hope.
So this is a big break for Alvin. You know, he needs to make a ball. Doesn't necessarily have to run out, but he needs to make a ball.
Oh, he's got a ball. Pink 12's going in. 2 stripes dead set as a combo into this bottom corner here. Stripe into the side, the 15 ball.
Now that 8 ball, is that blocking the 9? The 9 goes by the 8, but it's tight.
Oh yeah, that could be an issue.
This is a little tricky.
That is a problem.
And I'm not sure there. Even. Yeah, this is right, the 9 ball does go. The 9 ball does go past the 6.
I think the fact that the 9 ball's so tight, Steve, I think he's looking at solids. I think he's. In fact, the way he is on this 1 ball's not great either. But I think he can stun the 1 in and get across to the 7 and deal with the 7 right now.
Yeah, I agree. He's got to take the solids here.
I think he's got to get that 1 ball, stun the 1 in, and get the cue ball out. Can you not do that?
Yeah, he can, and then he can shoot the 3 and roll down for the well, does a 5 go by the 6? Maybe. He's looking to go from maybe the 6 to the 5 right now. He's got to take the solids. I don't think there's any doubt about it, because the 9 ball is just sitting in too crappy a spot, and there's not really a whole lot of balls near it where you can get to it.
Right. Well, why doesn't he do 3, 5 past the 6, come back for the 1, and get out onto the 7? You know, he could have done that. So now the major concern is getting to the 7.
Honestly, I'm not sure what he was doing there. I probably would have shot the 1 and tried to get on the 3 and roll down. Maybe he felt like he didn't want to try to shoot the 5 past the 6. But, you know, the thing is that 3 ball will get him on the 5 ball. And I'm sure that that's his plan at some point. I don't think this is the angle he wanted, but he can shoot this and then shoot the 4 ball after this. That's what he's going to do.
Now, is he going to try and drop below this 7?
He's going to
stun across for it. Can he hold it and stun across for it into the 7. Past the 10?
Yeah, he's going to stun across or draw across. Yeah. Nice little soft draw.
Well, that was.
Boy, he's a little straighter than he wanted to be. I think what he's going to do here is roll forward, shoot the 1 on the side, shoot the 3, the 5, and 8.
Yeah.
Now he's got to get a good angle here.
That'll do.
It's perfect. Yep. And that's the way you do it, folks. I mean, didn't do anything fancy and pretty simple.
Now, he's gone funny on this 5 ball. He's still
okay here, though, because it's an easy shot to play the cue ball off the rail into the 8. You just dink this roll forward, and then you play it off the rail.
Yeah, he's got plenty of room. He's got plenty of room.
Yeah, he may not even have to play it off the rail.
No, I don't think he doesn't. He can just send it in off the jaw. It's going in all the time. It's never missing. Another solid rack for Albinario. He's now 2 away from yet another Virtual Pool World Championship. And that stretches his lead in overall championships over Cobra if he does it. Cobra's trying to chase him down. Albinario's keeping him at arm's length. On both terms, he's keeping him at arm's length in this match with a 3-rack lead. Cobra's had a couple of balls in the break. Now, again, a good bit of thinking before he moves. Right, so he's got 2 solids here, 2 stripes here, all with no problem getting to them. But his first shot, if he's taking stripes, would be possibly, I mean, he doesn't, what's that? Is that the pink 12 up there? So he's got the pink 12 up there.
You know, this table's not a gimme. I mean, the 9 and the 15 are both issues. But I think he will run this out because, you know, this is definitely a doable table.
Now, this is where he wants to get nice and good on that 15. He's going to pot the 9.
Yeah.
And take it right now, I think.
He's solved the puzzle. I mean, he's out from here.
He would have liked to have been actually dead straight in this, you know, just to make it dead simple. He's just slightly angled, but he's fine. And now he's gone funny here. Is that the 1 ball that's up there? Because he's dead straight in this 12 ball.
He's close enough. He can cheat the pocket and move it a little. Yeah, he's good.
Right, so 11 into the side.
Yeah, if there was ever a rack that was a must, it was this one for Cobra. I mean, if he lost this rack, he's done. So,
well, he's needing a favour now. He's needing more than one favour, but he's needing one right now once Albinario gets to break.
Yeah, but at least, you know, at least he's got a chance. If he lost this rack, that he was done.
Oh yeah, yeah. We didn't get any match predictions whatsoever. I didn't see anything coming up in the chat. I just predicted it'd be close.
I predicted Alvin was going to win because Cobra's pattern play wasn't as good as Alvin's.
Yeah, and you still may well be proved right, Steve. So Cobra's back to within 2.
You know, this is where Cobra needs something good to happen, like Alvin to break dry or scratch. I mean, because this alternate break, you know, it's hard to come back without having something happen on the break.
Now, I might be right. I think we've seen a lot of matches in this tournament, and we've seen a lot of scratches in the break, but I think we've only had 1 in this match.
That ball barely went in. He made a ball, but it was like a double kiss to get it to go in.
Now,
well, they're both doable, but I think the stripes are probably better.
Yeah, this 7 and 3. I mean, they're an easy combo to make. These 2 solids in the bottom rail.
Yeah, you got to get good on that. Well, the biggest problem with the stripes is the 9 ball, which you could shoot in the side right now, but that's not a guarantee shot.
How tight is that 9? Oh no, that's no, there's no way I'm taking that on. That's way too tight for my liking.
Well, the thing is that you can shoot the 9 up in the corner, use the 13 to get on it. I mean, I just see if he's going to
14 and then deal with these 2 stripes down this end of the table here.
Now, I hope he doesn't do a stub here and try to run into the 9. He might.
Let's have a look.
But
I think he's got too much angle in this 12 that he would run into the 9. He might run into the 5. I'll give him that. He might run into the 5.
I think that's the play is run into the 5 ball.
I think he's odds on to run into the 5 here. I think that's a shot he should be playing, just a little bump forward.
You just don't want to hit the 5 too hard and put it on top of the 13 or something like that.
Yeah, I'd be just using it as a stopper. I'd be just getting onto that 9 and getting rid of it.
Yep, I agree.
No, he's coming back.
He's not going to do that.
Well, we'll see if he lives to regret that. He's going to have to be good on this 11, so he makes that 9 down the table that you spoke about earlier. That he's going to play it down towards the camera here.
Yeah, he's funny on the 13 to do that, though. I mean, he doesn't have the angle on the 13 where he can just roll it. He'd have to stun it, and that's got some risk to it. He does have the 11 as an escape, and he can actually shoot the 9 up the rail from the 11, which may be what he's going to do.
I mean,
he could go 13-11 and shoot the 9 up the rail.
Yeah, but if he takes the 9 up the rail, he's going to have a nice angle cut in the 11 so that he can get back up the table for that 8.
Well, I'm not sure what he's trying to do there.
That's gone wrong. That's gone wrong big time.
No, not really. The 9 ball banks, that's a super easy bank. The tricky part off of that is, you're going to hit the 5. You need to get the cue ball out of there so you're not hooked behind the 2. He's going to bank the 9. I mean, that's really the shot here. It's an easy to make the ball. You just got to make sure you come up with a shot on 11.
Yeah, he's looking for other options. The trouble is there isn't any other options.
Now you hit this 9 ball with a little bit of top and some right English. Come off the rail, hit the 5 ball, let the cue ball come out.
He's going bottom at the moment.
You don't want to hit this with bottom. You're going to run into the 5 ball no matter what. You want it to come off the rail and then pop out.
What's he doing now?
Now, the one risk is you could run all the way over to the other side rail, and then you'd have to bank the 11. See, I don't like this. He may be playing for a bank on the he could shoot the 11 and play for a bank on the 9, but I don't like that because it's hard to get a shot on the 8.
The thing is, if Albinario was agreeing with you, Steve, and thought the bank was easy, he would have played it by now.
Well, he may be worried about the cue ball, because
been hooked behind the 2.
Well, it's just a little indeterminate and it's a little tricky. Most of the players in VP aren't that great at playing shape off of bank shots. I think everybody got a lot better with the bank pool championship. I would shoot the 9 right here every time. I mean, it would be like automatic.
Well, the only thing I can see is that if he plays the 11, he's going to end up on a bank on the 9 anyway. He can't. What's he trying to? Oh, I'll tell you, that's perfect. He's got a nice little brush in the 2.
I know what Steve is saying. Albinario, easy bank. After playing all that bank pool, that should just be a no-brainer.
And he's perfect.
Well, he figured out a way to get out anyway.
He done it his way again. Well, Albinario.
Well, that's a huge rack. That was a huge rack. Now Cobra's in trouble.
Oh, good evening to Tommy. You're a bit late to the party, but you're here at the right time now to see the finale. And balls will flying in.
That was a pretty nice break there.
Now.
Oh boy, that 13 ball stopping there didn't do him any favors. I think he's almost got to take solids there.
No, so if he's going solids, he's got the 2 balls at that end that he's looking at right now to deal with. And again, you know, he should be out. It's a good enough table to be running this out.
Yeah, he's going to run out here. There's no doubt about it.
Now, does he try and get back on this 2 right now rather than playing the 3? I think that's what he's trying.
No, I would do the 3 next.
I think he was trying to get on this 2.
I would shoot this 3 every time next. He's going to shoot this and draw back for the 2. Well, and he came up short on it. Well, he was hitting a 13. Yeah, he's a little funny, but you know, this is where good players are going to figure a way to get out of it. That little dink shot.
Well, again, he's done all he can. There's one last chance here at the moment for Cobra to survive. One last chance.
These guys have both played well. It's just, you know, Albin's pattern play has been the difference. They both broke the balls. Well, I think it's been pretty even for the break, hasn't it, Hugh?
I don't think. As I say, there's been one scratch in the break. That was Cobra early on, but the breaks have actually been pretty good, I think.
Well, now Cobra's playing hope. He's hoping that Alvin breaks dry.
Yeah, well, he's just said, dry break, please. Oh, hang on a minute.
He may get it.
He might be getting his prayers answered here.
Wow.
Oh,
that's a huge break.
Look at the 8 ball. It's married up with the 2 solid, the 2 stripes. Well, this is a dilemma.
Typically, when you have that situation like that, you're going to want to pick the stripes. Just because, you know, not that you couldn't get to it somehow else, but...
Oh, this... Now, can he get that... He can get that 13 clean where he's not interfering with the 8 ball. He can get rid of the 13 clean.
I would be taking the stripes there.
Yeah,
I would every single time, because the table is doable, and having 2 stripes by that 8 ball.
Well, I think
he's got to shoot stripes.
Yeah, and I think he's got to commit straight away and get rid of that 9 ball. He's got to commit.
He's got to. I agree. He's got to shoot the 9 ball, and he could spin out for the 10. He could spin out for the 13. He did not want to run into the 1 ball.
He did not want that, and he's now really in trouble here if that 15 doesn't go past, and it doesn't go past the 8 to play the. In fact, that's not his ball anyway. That's a solid. It's over the pocket.
And Cobra says blew it, and he knows that there's no way he should have.
He's got to try and kick that ball. He's got to try and kick the 11 in. I think that's his only option.
I agree.
Unless he banks the 10.
Yeah, that's a hard bank. Now that bank is not an easy bank. I think he's got to do your shot and kick the 11.
Something like that. But he's awkward either way. I mean, if he goes for the kick off the rail, he's awkward over the 2. And it's so easy to inflict some English on this if you don't get your cue in the right position. Well, he's going for the bank. He's cutting into the corner. Oh, well.
Now, this is not an easy bank.
Well, I think
anybody wonders.
I think my option's a lot better than this. I'd be going for the kick off the rail. There's a fair margin of error there.
Yeah, I agree. I like your option here.
Outside of being jacked up, how about the 3-ball combination?
Yeah.
It's risky.
Yeah. Well,
the kick shot's way easier in that combination.
And the 10 ball being there doesn't really save Cobra a great deal, I don't think, because Alvin Aria's got 2 handy balls to get on that 3 ball. He's going to play the combo or possibly a bank on the 4.
Yeah, well,
he's playing the combo.
he can clear that 10 ball playing the 1 off the back of it, although that shot isn't without risk. It's easy to hang the ball in the pocket if you do that.
I don't think, you know something, Steve? Cobra didn't even consider that kick in off the rail on that ball rather than the back. He never even looked at it.
Yeah, I mean, that's like, well, if you're good at that shot, that's probably like a 95%er. If you're not good at it, then could be considerably lower.
Now that 3 ball combination, nobody would ever shoot it. Nobody would ever shoot it in real life because you can't,
Well,
you can't hold your cue stick steady enough.
Alvin Harry's in trouble straight away.
Well, he needed that 11 ball to go in.
Well, I think he's got good odds that the 6 ball's going to follow the 11. I think when he plays it, it looks pretty good to me.
Yeah, I agree. It's definitely a doable shot, and that's what he's playing.
Now, that's maybe as good as he's going to be on the 6 ball, so he's taking it straight away. 7 balls awkward though. 6 ball has gone in. 7 ball.
Yeah, he's got his work cut out for him here. This is not easy. He's not in a wonderful place right now.
Well, he's going to try and do your option here, Steve. I think he might be trying to kick the 4 in off the back of the 10. That looks pretty. It looks a fair opportunity for that to go in, I think. I don't know why he's looking at the 7 because there's nothing happening there.
Well, because he may be backing us up and trying to play a bank on the 7. I mean, he's got to do something with the 7. He can't leave it the way it is. He's either going to have to run into it and break it up, or he's going to have to bank it.
Yeah, he's lining up for he's lining up for the kick in off the rail, I think, on the 4, not the kick in, the back end of the 10. That's what he's lining up.
Man, it looks like he's going to go forward and not mess with
the... Wait a minute, he's hit the replay. I don't know, maybe that's an accident.
Well, this is just tough because this is a rough situation. I mean, he could run out here, but this is going to be quite a run out if he does.
Let's have a look at this 10 ball. So you play that 4 to the rail, catch the back end of the 10. The 4's got to go in.
He's calling a safety.
Yeah, but I think he's still going to try. I mean, he knows obviously the 14's tied up with the 7 as well, so that's trouble for Cobra.
He's gonna try to bump the 10. I think he's gonna try to put the cue ball right on the 8.
Now he's called the 4 off the back of the 10.
Well, he's called a safety.
Oh, he's still called a safety. Ah, right, I see it.
Or did he call maybe the safety didn't clear? I wonder what's going on.
Yeah, he's called the pot into the corner and he's called safety, and he's now not got to a rail, which is a disaster. So everything that he could have done wrong there, he's done it. And that's with all that faffing about there and not really making his mind up. And in the end, he's did the cardinal sin. Giving Albie ball in hand, Cobra cut ball in hand, I should say. What am I talking about?
He definitely got a little flustered there. You know, it's a difficult situation. I'm a little surprised that that's what happened. But
you see Spud Boy's question, Steve. That cow moon in the background, it's annoying Spud Boy. How many chilies have you got? Well, he's going for the breakout. And is he, well, I don't think he's on that 14, is he? he was hoping for a bump there, but is he convincing that he can see enough of this 14 to get that in? Oh, this looks tight to me. The problem with the 14 is the 7 ball and seeing where the edge of the 7 is.
The 14 doesn't go.
He's going for it again. He's got it this
beautiful
time.
Shot. Yeah.
Well,
so
that's a match winner right there.
The 10 ball is a little tricky though. So this is a little tricky where the 10's sitting.
Well,
I actually would have been tempted to go 15, 10, 14. Boy, he's funny. I would have gone 15, 10 and out for the 14. And the reason why is because you could spin to the right of the 10 and come 2 rails to the 14.
Yeah. I agree.
Now he's funny. I mean, I think he can dink this and get a shot on the 10, but maybe not. I mean, this is touchy.
Yeah, that is perfect.
Played it well.
That is perfect.
That's the kind of shot you don't want to have to shoot. You hit it perfect, but man, you didn't want to have to shoot that.
Well, just get yourself.
Oh, this is just 2 rails.
Balls.
This is just 2 rails out and shoot the 8 in the side pocket.
Well, it's yet another title for Albanari, for another rack for Cobra. What am I talking about? I'm getting excited here.
It's not another title yet, and it's Cobra's break. I mean, this was huge winning this because now it's Cobra's break.
Oh, this is the most important break of the tournament coming up right now. If you're Cobra,
if he can break and run out of Till Hill, and then Alban's going to have to do something with his break. So that was huge.
Here we go. Here we go. Now he's got to keep the cue ball on the table. That's the first objective. Oh, and he needs something to happen, and it's not happening.
No. And it's dry. Oh, that's brutal. Well, I mean, Alban did a dry one. Now Cobra did.
Well,
this is no gimme. This is no gimme table.
Right. Well, if you're going to take the stripes, then that 11 ball's an issue.
Yeah, I mean, I think you almost have to take the solids here.
Yeah,
the way they're sitting.
The pink 12's awkward as well. Yeah.
Well, the 13 ball's terrible, so you've got to take the solids.
So, if you're committed to the solids, you've got the 1 and the 3 ball both go. You can get to the 6 from there. You can get to the 6, but it's a tight space though.
I would be shooting I would probably be shooting a 2 ball here. You could try to shoot the 7 and kind of squeak behind over for the 1. I would shoot the 2 ball here.
That's way too tough. That 7 ball because you're right over the 8. That's.
I would shoot the 2 ball here, probably with a lot of right hand English and come around 3 rails. Now the problem here is. This is a situation where I'd like to leave the 5 ball because this table's tough enough with that cluster 316 that I would like to leave that 5 ball there as a blocker on the 13 just in case.
Well, Albanari's got himself in a muddle here. He says his brain is fried now.
Well, this is what happens under pressure is, you stop.
He doesn't know where to make the move. That's the thing.
I think he's got to shoot this 2 ball. The problem is that you don't really want to go 2-5, and that might be the shot that you end up with if you shoot this 2. Now you could try to draw back. Let me see how close this 2 is to the rail. You could come back and bump the 8 ball and try to get the cue ball to come down table between the 7 and the side pocket. That might be a better shot than hit it with right English. Just hit it with low draw and just try to bump off the 8 and run the cue ball down table.
Well, he seems
I don't know what
he's committing to the 14 by the look of it.
Yeah, I don't like this.
No, I don't think he's committing to anything. He's scared to make a move right now.
I would, you know, the 15 protects you from making the 8 ball. I would hit this 2 ball with low and left English and try to bump the 8 and let the cue ball drift down the table for a shot on the 3, or the 4, or the 7.
I think what's playing in Albanario's mind, Steve, is going back to his own comment that he made earlier in the match. He was talking about the fact that each time these players have sent themselves to the one-loss side, or sent each other to the one-loss side, the others come back and won the final. And Albanario's in that position right now, where Cobra was sent to the one-loss side. Cobra's hanging in there, and Albanario's under huge pressure to try and get this out.
Yeah, so I don't like that decision. I would have shot the 2 ball and drawn it back and tried to bump off the 8. This is, now he's committed a bank in the 13, and that's, this is.
Well, Blind Hog's coming out with prophetic statements here. Think long, think wrong. Let's see if that pans out.
Now this bank this is the bank that people typically bank short. These guys played enough bank pool that maybe he won't. But it's not a guaranteed bank. It's not like that one that I said was easier earlier that those guys were laughing about. Oh, and he hit it perfect.
It's just going in off the knuckle.
That's a great shot.
He's got the 9 ball.
He's got a lot of work to do here. The 12 ball is going to be a huge issue. The 11 does go up table. The 12 ball is going to be his biggest problem. He's got to figure out how to get on that.
You notice how there's a lot of chatter going on between the two, and the two of them are nervous.
They're funny how these guys will be silent the whole rack. See, if it was me, I wouldn't be saying jack shit right now.
Albanario normally doesn't say much. Cobra's renowned for not saying an awful lot, and the two of them are rabbiting away here.
Well, I think he's going to have to draw off this 9 with a little left English and then shoot the 14, and that's what he's doing. And come back off the end rail.
Now the fun and game starts.
Well, now you got to decide, am I going to try to get on the 12 ball here? I think he almost has to.
And the problem with that, though, Steve, is he's not got a bailout ball if he does. He's not got a bailout ball if he doesn't go in that 12.
It's an all or nothing, and it's not just a dink. It's a touchy draw with a little bit of English. It's a very touchy shot. This is not what you want to be shooting. So if he tries
that's a disaster. Unless he can cut the 11
ball.
Can he cut the 11? No, yes, he can.
Yeah. He decided to try to move balls instead of doing a touchy shot.
I think he might be okay here.
He's definitely okay here.
I think he's good. 12 ball's still a problem.
Yeah, he's still got to get to the 12 ball, and he needs to shoot it in the same pocket as the 10. Because the 1 ball now blocks the other pocket. So, the 12 ball really only goes in one pocket. So the question is, how do I get from the 10 to the 12 in the same pocket?
He's got this cut here. He's digging in just to hold the cue ball because he doesn't want to end up over behind the 1. He's trying to make sure he's doing nothing like that. And he's fine. Now is the big problem.
Well, he may be shooting the 12 on the side. It does go. It's very tight.
Oh, yeah.
And the problem is how do you get to the 8 ball? And the 8 ball's in a funny spot. Well, I mean, this is trouble.
Why don't you fire this up with a big stun and a bit of right spin and try and get to the short rail, long rail, and come up, sort of bump near the 4?
It's doable, but the problem with that shot is it's very difficult to not hit the 3 ball on that shot. That's the problem. He's looking at the 12 on the side right now, but he's going to have to hit this pretty firm to get a shot on the 10, and then I don't know where he gets to the 8. I guess the 8 does go by the 2 ball, so he's okay there.
Yeah, the 8 ball will go.
Oh, this is not the shot you want to shoot. He's going to have to put a little speed on this to come out for the 10.
Oh, that's...
Oh, and he's hit it well.
Perfect. Now he's got to get out of there. He's got to get out there clean, and that 3 ball might still be the problem.
Oh, that 3 ball is a problem.
Yeah.
Let me tell you what. I honestly don't think he can turn this enough to miss the 3.
He could possibly scratch off the 3. There's a possibility of that happening.
No, he won't scratch off. I think what he's got to do is jack up here and hit the 10 firm. Jack up, hit the 10 firm, so he's drawing a little, bump the 3, and come out to the side rail for the 8. And it's a touchy shot because if you hit it too hard, you might get snookered by the 7 or the 4. I think you have to jack up and punch this and then come off the 3 and go to the side rail.
Well, this is a shot for the title because there's only one inevitability if he doesn't come out good in this.
Yeah, no, he's got to kind of jack up, kind of stun draw this off the 3 ball. That's his only shot, and hope he gets out to this area where he's got a shot on the 8. There's now you could try to go forward and bump off the 3, but you'd have to hit it.
He's trying to
pretty hard there.
He's got left English on it. He's trying to catch the back side on the side nearest us.
He's going to try to bump off it, but I think he needs
perfect.
to jack up.
That's perfect.
Oh,
if
he
it
didn't
runs.
jack up. No. Yeah. Yep. That was a nice shot. Now, I like that. See, I would have jacked up, but I think the way he shot it was better than how I was saying because it was much more under control. That was a beautiful shot.
I think if this catches anything on the edge of that too, it's still going in. I think he's fine. It's a bigger pocket for that reason.
It's not a bigger pocket.
I wouldn't necessarily spend an awful lot of time looking at this.
it would have to be a very fine edge off the 2 for it to go in.
He certainly doesn't want to catch it thick.
Well, he's got a shot to win the title right now. I mean, this is a. It's possible that it doesn't go in, but it blocks the 2.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no doubt about it. It's Albinario's title by 15 racks to 13. It was on a knife edge there. But he's held his nerve and he's done it. So congratulations to Albinario.
That was a hell of an out he just made there. That was something else.
Let me do a quick.
Well, congrats to both players. Cobra played a very nice match there.
Now, where am I going? Back to event. That's where I'm going. We're going to have a look at the stats on the match.
Bedhead says, does the 8 pass easily? Well, Bedhead, it passes easily now.
Cobra, where is he? That's him there. And Albinario. I think Albinario's break percentage will be better than Cobra's because I think Cobra come up with 1 or 2 too many dry breaks.
Yeah, I thought they both broke pretty well though. I don't think it'll be a lot difference.
Let's have a look.
Neither one of them missed very many balls.
Yeah, you can see there's a difference there. Albinario 1.56 and Cobra's 1.09. Runouts from the break 13 for Albinario, 14 for Cobra, and Albinario 100%.
Well, you're looking at 2 matches here.
Oh,
Remember,
that's right.
Already played
that's
one,
right.
so
I forgot about that.
2 matches.
Yeah, I just realised that. It just dawned on me now you say it. Yeah. Well, looking at the overall between the 2 of them, what was the one I was looking at there? That was the one I was looking at.
It does look like Albin has broken better than him, at least overall between the 2 matches.
26, 20, that doesn't really make any difference there. Racks run Albinario. Well, there's the difference in the 2 of them there. Albinario won by 2 racks, and racks ran Albinario 18. and Cobra 16. That's, of course, over those 2 matches. Let's clear that out, and we'll go for... what's happened here? I've still got Cobra, and that's what's happened.
Yeah. I really ought to try to figure out a way to make this so that you can show just the one match.
Well, there's the overall stats. Break percentage stats. You've got that might be a bit false. Yes, it is, because you've got the guys out early on. But if you look at the one that is at the top of the pile and ignore the other ones, who's at the top of the pile? Cobra. He's 96.05. And his
Cobra broke well the whole tournament, but Albin's not that far behind him.
And Albinario's not that far. You're right enough. He's quite close there. Yep. 8-ball world stats overall for the tournament. Rax ran Cobra. Well, way out in front. Way out in front. Well,
but he was in the losers
13,
bracket, so
yeah. Well, he had more matches, of course, didn't he?
Yeah, he played a lot more matches.
And Albinario with 35, Bedhead with 29, Semi-Pro 18, Stub 13, Slim 12. Right, so if we then go to champions, and we then go by player name, there's another one to Albinario's collection. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 major event titles for Albinario. And Cobra, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So Cobra's way behind. He's got a lot of catching up to do to try and catch Albinario. So now we have the problem in dealing with semi-pro. I think Albinario, now that Albinario is there and he's in the chat, I presume you are still there, Albinario. You haven't just come in and done a runner. We've got the question to ask you. And the question is do you want to defend your straight pull title? If the answer is yes, then Steve can deal with that for you because of semi-pro's problems with his computer.
Yeah, I'll get it fixed up. Albin says get so nervous towards the end still, but that's part of the thrill. And that is the thrill. And Albin came through under pressure there. I mean,
it was nervy.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's how champion is maybe you're nervous, but you get there.
That's the most that you and Cobra have spoken about 10 events, Albi. That's the most sentences that you've strung together in the chat. Right, Semi-Pro's computer is going away for repair, and it's going to be in transit for repair, and when it does get repaired, it's going to be in transit coming home. And so Semi-Pro does not think he's going to be around to play his matches, at least for a good while, maybe about the best part of 3 weeks. So you have that opportunity to defend your title should you wish to do so. So the question is do you still want in the straight pull? If the answer is yes, then Steve will deal with that. So the ball is in your court. Bedhead isn't interested. He's only in as a support for you, Albinario, in the spectators booth. Yeah, well, Semi-Pro's decided he won't probably make it, so it's much better having you in it as the champion to defend your title. That's why you should be in. You were always going to get first shout, and Steve will get that done, especially before the tournament actually goes live as far as the deadline date when it starts. Yeah, I mean it's next Friday, so the bracket's there, but you'll get his spot. Yeah,
you would just get his spot. We would just change players.
Right. So, and again, for anybody who maybe didn't look at my video when I did the little review of the draw for the 8-ball, the straight pool. This is a bracket for the straight pool World Championship. So we've actually got a couple of good matches in this. We've got Bill against Pool Kabouter. Bill's the favourite. We've got Spudboy against Bankster. Bankster's the favourite for that. We've got MC Clarkey signed up. Whether he's going to play, I don't know. He plays Christian. We've got the Reedman against VP Monster. We've got the first big match, Larry against Acero. That'll be a good one. We've got Popman against Wanwa or Fan Fan. We've got Cobra against Tommy. That's another good one to look forward to. And we've got LS3 against Albinario first round, because that's semi-pro spot. We've also got Fast Eddie against Interchange X, an interesting match. Stub against Mooncake, also worth watching. Mark Sharp against Spectre Dawn. Good to see Spectre Dawn in this tournament, although I don't see him getting any practice at all. I think he's going to wing it. He's just going to wing it. He's had no practice.
Well, no matter what, the fact that he's getting in something besides a rotation game,
it's good to see him in it.
It's good for him.
We've got Chico up against Ice Age, Chimpy against Viking, Sergeresh against Woody, River City against Hairpig, Eloquenti against Little Wolf, and that will go live next Friday, late on Friday my time.
Who's River City? I don't remember River City.
River City, he's usually on the odd occasion on my days off, which is late at night his time, early morning my time. He has occasionally played the odd game of Cowboy with us back in the day, but I haven't really seen him playing an awful lot recently. But as I said, there's maybe 2 or 3 signed up to this who might not necessarily play their matches. Let's hope they do. But so some good first round matches to look forward to in this, and also just as a reminder, it's double elimination. It's a race to 200 on the winner's side, a race to 150 on the one-loss side, and a final race to 300. The pockets are normal, they're not narrow, so that will encourage higher runs, but at the same time it puts the pressure on you to deliver when you do get the chances with that set up. So full field, and we'll then look forward to the first matches getting arranged in that. So the tournament goes live on Friday, August the 25th, next Friday coming, at 1 AM my time, which would be like, I don't know, what's that, 7 o'clock Eastern or something like that. But then there's a few days for people to get organised and get themselves set up. So that's another one done, folks. And just a reminder, we are now streaming to the 4 outlets. I treated myself to a birthday present and upgraded my restream so I could have Kick as well as Twitch. Facebook's just in there for the odd occasion where somebody might go into Facebook, not realise there's an event on, and maybe want to drop in. So that gives multiple choices for people to join the stream. The more outlets there are, the more chance you have of people stumbling across the live stream. So thanks to Rob. Welcome back to Steve, the Mountain Man. What did you call? What was that program that used to be on? The guy with the, what was he called? We saw that over here. The Mountain Man. What was the name of that program? It was a drama. It was what was he called? You guys will know who I'm talking about. Well, Steve was like that for the last 3 weeks. Tramping about shooting bears. What was it called? Somebody's got to remember what that thing was called. It was made in the 70s. And the programme's title was his name, was his character's name. Is there anybody there listening, or am I talking to myself? Is Steve still there? Is Rob still there? Has Discord gone down? Maybe it has. Ah, I can answer that question. Rob's gone. He's left the building. And Steve's probably editing that tournament. That's why he's concentrating. Well, this is Saturday night, so that tournament final took about 2 hours and 25 minutes roughly. I don't know whether the 8-ball doubles went ahead. The next doubles tournament is Monday night 9-ball, the 9-ball Scottish doubles, which either does go ahead or it doesn't. There's usually only 2 teams in it. It'd be nice to see more teams getting into that. It used to be it was double elimination. It hasn't been double elimination for a long time, so if you fancy a game of doubles on Monday evenings, UK time that is, I think it kicks off about 7 o'clock on a Monday night. It's only single elimination, so you'll only be in it for, you know, best part of an hour. But it'd be nice to see like 4 teams in it rather than just the 2. We've got 5 days or so to go to this straight pool starts, and I'll try and get as many matches as I can. Usual thing. Ideally, if they're on my days off, then I'll get them. And if Slim's around and I'm not going to be there, hopefully he can get 1 or 2, which would be handy. So congratulations. Grizzly Adams, that's the name. I knew somebody would know what I was talking about. Yeah, Grizzly Adams. Yeah, well done to Albinario. Well done to Cobra for making a match of it. You know, he was always chasing Albinario's tail when Albinario got back into it. So it could have went either way in the end, the usual story. But Albinario worked out the problem. It fell into place, and he done the business again. You got to hand it to him. My videos on YouTube are under the tab of the live stream ones, and then you've got videos. For anything that says videos is just ones that I've uploaded. And then if you go to the playlist one, like this tournament that's just finished, I will add that video of this tournament to that playlist. So all the matches I've live streamed are on that playlist for this event. So all the events that I've done in recent years I've added to playlists, so you can go back and watch a particular match. Oh, that reminds me, that's what I was going to do. Hang on a minute. Now that I'm just tabbed out for a second because I'm going into my channel to find this bloody video. Now what did I do with that? I did it as a... I still can't find it. Don't tell me I deleted it by mistake. I'll go to my my YouTube studio and go to content, see if I can find it that way. I can't find it there either. I'm going to go to Facebook. It's maybe under my profile on Facebook. Because there's some of you may well not have seen the shot, and maybe I've just lost it altogether. Well, there's something I could give you a link to. I can't find the video, but I'm going to give you the link to
riding around here myself, but
I'm going to give
we're getting ready to go for the shootout now, and the first of the cars beginning to line up is.
I'm going to mute that because I've tabbed to the wrong bloody video. Right. I'm going to post a link to this video in the lobby, because if you've never seen the Manx TT races on the Isle of Man, you want to watch this video in the lobby. Right, I think Steve's gone. Yeah, Steve's left the building. So, I'll post that link right now. Watch that video, you'll see what it's like to run the Manx TT race on a motorbike at 200 miles an hour on narrow roads and brick walls and everything you can run into. It's the scariest video you'll ever watch. So it is. Right guys, I'm out of here. Most of you are probably out of here and get bored anyway. So thanks again for everybody joining the streams. Hopefully you can come back and catch some of the straight pull ones. If you don't, there'll be a playlist for that when they come around. And I will bid you good night, and we'll see you again soon. Congratulations again to Albinario, and better luck again next time for Cobra. So until we meet again, good night and take care.